Hey, ham solo. This time, baby. Low. This turn how we do. Hey. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we gone. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we gone. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right.
Is Loke muted?
I think Loke's muted.
I was about to say, I thought it was just me.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another faulty introduction of BullSittin on TSWS. It's a tradition. I did on purpose. I promise. I did on purpose. I'm Loke 7, and joining me as usual, these fine gentlemen over here. First off, we have the only man that knows how to lick digital games, Mr. Matt Licks Games, over there. Thank you so much for joining us with your pink T-shirt. Also joining in, because he wants to really kick Sony when they're down, is Mr. K Mega himself, right? He's almost never here. Sony's down. Guess who's here? Guess who's here when Sony's down? And also joining us is the oldest man in gaming, Mr. Mental 9R. He's 600 years old. Everyone knows this. Welcome.
Oldest man alive. Oldest
Let's
man alive.
go. Rachie
It's all
says
about clean
first-
living.
That's what. Just eat well, sleep early, and wake up early. And also dunk your face in water and ice. Rachie says it's first. Thank you for coming in nice and early. Fuzzy, also welcome in. It's been a long week. It has been a long
You're
week.
not lying.
Bro, Mike Johnson, what's cracking lacking? Matt,
No.
how are you? What you been playing? And give us like a holistic perspective of what this week has meant for you.
So, I mean, besides all the gaming stuff, some fun things happened yesterday where I ate lunch, took my meds, normal meds that I take, and then I realized right before I was going into work, wow, I'm really tired. That's so strange. Why am I so tired? Because I took sleeping pills. It's because I took
Right.
sleeping pills. And so I got in. I told my manager, and I was like, I told him I'm going to try to come in anyway. I took an Uber in, worked for like an extra hour than I was even supposed to, just because they needed the help. And then I was a zombie. I was a zombie all day, and then I got home and I was a zombie. And then I slept like a rock. So I'm feeling great today. Yesterday stunk, but I'm feeling great today. Gaming wise, I mean, It's for me personally. Again,
Yeah.
we can have discussions about other things later, but like, been a great week. I just got a MetaQuest 3S. I literally just got that a couple hours ago. I've been trying that out. Gonna try
Let's
out
see
some
it.
more of
Let's see
it.
it. Let's see it. We don't know if it's real. Maybe you're just capping. Maybe you're just capping.
Let's see
Do you
it.
do you actually have a MetaQuest? Are we sure?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, uh, uh,
yeah.
okay.
It's a MetaQuest.
All right.
But I was playing
Everyone,
on
he bought it
that.
off AliExpress. He bought it off AliExpress. That's the fake one. He just wanted to flash it like green
AliExpress,
man.
yes. It was
Yeah,
Amazon.
yeah.
Amazon.com.
Amazon
Um,
Express. Yeah, go ahead.
free 1 day delivery. Shout to Amazon.com. Shout to Amazon
Mhm.
Prime. But yeah, been playing that. Right now I'm playing Car X Street. Kind of addicted to that game. And then I played a ridiculous amount of Death Stranding too. Uh, but that's what I've been up to.
All right. Appreciate that. Mike Johnson, welcome in. G Maybe, welcome in. Richie says, not like Loke appeared out of nowhere when Xbox was down. Listen, that was a coincidence. All right.
Ah,
I was gone 3 weeks when
ah.
Xbox was down. Suddenly, I was available. It just happened. It just happened. I promise. I promise. Speaking of coincidental haters, K Mega, how you doing? What you been playing on your Xbox, and how you feeling about this week?
This week has been it's been a bad week for Team Green. Other than the news that came out here recently, but other than that, I mean, there's still going to be some more blowback from what I'm hearing from the background and the backstages. But since I'm now officially kind of come back into this gaming space after my little hiatus, um, what I've been playing, I just got finished playing. I just got finished beating Shadow of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've been capping about them, not capping because the game is really damn good. I've been bragging about that game, been excited about it. It feels good to finally get it done. And I just got finished. Well, not finished, but I was just playing before we started the show. Mecha Break. Been putting some time on that. A little hard there. I don't play a lot of mech games like that, so it is. It's a little different to try to adjust to, but the more and more that I play it, the more that I like it. And as always, I'm always playing some kind of fighter in between or something of that nature. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And right now, as we speak, I've been waiting, anticipating, and I said, you know what, this is no better place to do it than right here, to where now I just bought my EA Sports MVP bundle of Madden 26 and college
Nice.
football 26. So,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? I have me some points already ready. So now I'm over here getting this thing less than, I'm getting both for like about $70. You know what I'm saying? Both deluxe. I'm excited.
Mhm.
And man, I can't wait for Monday, man, when I'm playing that college football, man. I'm really, really, really hyped for that game.
Okay. Okay. You guys are the ones who keep EA in business. All right, Roger. Roger that.
Yeah, I am.
Roger that. You, Matt, Ham Solo, and my brothers. You,
Me?
you you guys are the ones always buying Madden, NBA
Nope.
2K, and FIFA. That's you guys.
I
That's
buy
you.
2K. I don't buy really anything from EA.
Same difference, Matt.
No,
Same
it's not. That's
difference.
not EA. It's not EA, bud.
You
This
play
guy.
you play
Just say
football
it. Just say it
manager.
wrong, Loke.
Stop
Just
it.
say it wrong. Don't worry about it. It's not a
Stop
big
it.
deal.
You
I
play
play what?
football manager. You play football manager, brother.
Right?
Stop it.
He plays fake sport
Mental.
manager.
How you doing? What you been playing, Mental? How you doing? What has this
Play
week been like
soccer
for you?
manager.
Someone needs to mute K Mega. This is some bull. This is some bull. Go ahead, Mental. Go
What's
ahead.
that sport?
Yeah, it's been an interesting week, of course, but besides the news and stuff, I'm still playing Doom when I got time to play. I finished it. I'm playing through it again. It might be the only game I play this year. I enjoy it that much. I'm having a great time with it, and yeah, it's. I wish there were more games like it. I guess that don't
Dark
always
Ages, right?
try and reinvent the wheel and just stick to what they do well and release a game that functions perfectly, that doesn't have bugs that cause you to have to redo stuff and doesn't crash and just works. It's great. I'm loving that game. It performs well, and I've played with it on multiple different platforms, other on my keyboard and mouse Xboxes. But yeah, no, I'm loving it. It's a good time.
All right.
Nice.
That's some good stuff.
Let me ask this question. Let me say this first. Ham Solo has been very, very, very adamant on trying to sell me on this game. He so much so after yesterday, we was in Discord and he was showing me the gameplay of it. I really do like what Dune Awakening is doing. I'm very interested into it. Can you give me some selling points for me to go ahead? Because I mean, of course, it's only on PC for right now. What is some of the selling points that you will tell me that is worth me to make that purchase to go ahead and get that game? So I mean, because I do like what I've seen, but I think I might need a little bit more encouragement.
I think he was talking about Doom.
Yeah, Doom: The Dark Ages is. Well, okay, let me ask you this. Do you like...
No, you saying Dark Ages. I thought you said Dune Awakening. I'm sorry.
No.
My bad.
Doom: The Dark Ages. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Sucker.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries.
Wrong game.
All right. All right.
Mel's in here now.
Yeah.
Ham, welcome in. How you doing? What you been playing?
Oh man, I have something to show y'all. Alright. So I literally just got back home from Fan Expo, which is out here in Denver. Mental had a second to see what I'm going to show you guys, but I ended up running into some familiar faces. All right, so I'm gonna share it on the screen so you guys can see.
Familiar faces.
Yeah, you guys will have seen these folks before, I'm sure. So sorry, it looks messy for a second, but let me just put it down right there. So there it is right there. Seen those folks today? Here's a little video. Hopefully you can hear it. Tell me if you can't.
This will have to be the last question.
We can hear it.
Oh no.
Everyone knows behind this.
All right.
So just to give you a heads up, that's Jen
me on the
Taylor
spot
and
Gotcha.
Hello,
Hello.
Steve Downs.
Online, I guess they call me Ham Solo, so I'll just go with that, Ham Solo. But the question that I have for you guys is, seeing that AI is taking a lot of space in voice acting and whatnot, and you guys have a long history with working with Halo, would you rather have AI project your voice and you continue to sign off for it and and get paid for it, or would you rather see somebody else take over your role into the future?
That's a good question.
Well, it's very good question.
There's that too. I love it. Let's go.
I said he'd rather just keep doing it.
I'm talking about like in the future when you're looking to like just kind of stop doing all of this, or like.
I can't imagine we would not want to do this anymore.
Forever.
As my accountant says, when he talks about future stuff, he goes, when you're not here. And I said, you mean when I'm dead? Yeah, exactly. But that's a good question. I don't know. I guess, when you're dead, as my friend of mine says, the dead don't care.
I guess part of the question is like, would you like to be able to hand it to somebody, or would you like to just be like, company, do company?
If we're gonna die, if our option is
This is an interesting line of thought.
Yeah.
ask questions, then yeah, let's pass it on to somebody who's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
I mean,
Thank you
There
guys
you
so
go.
much.
Good question. That was a real good.
God
That was a
bless.
real good question. Yeah.
I've been doing it for a long time, right?
I love the
Yeah.
answer.
And Scotland would say, they're not DJ. So they're still here. And whilst they're still here, if you have a question for them, you can ask them at their tables. Go see them.
Yeah, that was just the gist of it, though, right there. I thought that was pretty cool, though. I got see them at Fan Expo. I'm going to be getting a picture with them on Sunday. I got that all set up and good to go. Now, I have the pass to be there all weekend, but, I had to, got a little responsibilities, had to be here with y'all. So I'm here instead of finishing out over there. But I did get what I came for, which was to see Halo, see Jen Taylor, see Steve Downs and whatnot, and it was a pretty cool experience. It is great sitting front row and being able to ask him a question.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, the one thing me on that.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I just want to just say this on that. I mean, that was an excellent question. I mean, other than normally you just kind of let it fart around and just eat Cheetos.
Keep it moving, okay?
No. Honestly, no. That was a great question. The one reality of it is that I love what Steve Downs said because it's the reality. Yeah, if I keep doing this, I'm going to make more money. All those people on that panel is going to make more money. But if AI takes over, I'm only going to get a pension and I'm only going to get, a lesser amount of money.
Right.
Even though
because you're not really doing any work anymore.
Right, because you're not really doing
Yep.
any work right now. And the way these companies are constructed, and we can't, and this is just the reality of it. All these companies, PlayStation, Xbox, or we'll just say Sony, Microsoft, all the rest of them, right? Nintendo, all the rest of them. It's all about the bottom line, and these people that are out here that are caring more about their shareholders more than they're caring about anything else. They could give two shits less about the gamers or about even what's going on with Steve Downs or the I forget the lady that plays as Cortana,
Jen Taylor.
or so forth. Yeah, all that. And this is the reality. And they would give two shits about their families. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we'll give you money. We know we'll honor you with this. We're giving you a little small pension, but this is this situation to where instead of honoring this man who has played this voice actor for so long, or the voice actor and actresses for these voice for so long, giving them the homage that they deserve, we'll just go ahead and do AI, cut you a little check, and then we moving on. That to me is where it's the inhumane part of it is where we got to push back on it and just call it for what it is. So I'm glad that they were honest about that, honestly.
Yeah. Matt?
Yeah, it was a good time though. Other than that, I mean, I've been playing a ton of Dune. Been playing some basketball with Matt, kicking back. Not really doing a whole lot. There's no other games out right now to really play. So
what? I'm downloading one right now, sucker. College football 26.
Well, that's not out yet. Not
it comes out Monday.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Monday.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm happy with what I'm playing right now.
All right.
I don't know, man. Wish I had a reason to turn on my PlayStation, right?
I ain't turned on my PlayStation in about a year now. Don't need to.
They need to come out.
No hate, no shade. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got Stellar Yams finally. I've been waiting for it, and it looked real good from when I've just started. I only played the first little sequence, and you know what? The definitive edition on Steam seems way more effective for me. Anyway, I'll continue. I'll back off.
There?
Did you put any mods on the definitive edition?
No, I'm not one of these freakazoids, but I probably will. So I'm half freakazoid, but I'm not going to go overboard. My boy 30 frames per second. He puts the most ridiculous mods on Stellar Blade or any game, right? Like fighters, anything. I will, if it's a cool looking suit or something like that, but BBL or you know, extra TNA or something like that, or butt ass naked. Listen, no.
Loke's looking at the screen like he needs a link.
You know, listen, hey,
looks
bro,
like he needs a link.
after we get off, I can take you to the places if you need to, but I'm not a freakazoid to that level. I'm a freak. You know what I'm saying? I come out at night, but I'm not that type of level of freakazoid.
I come out at night.
I'm gonna text his wife and say, "Watch it, boy."
but no,
PC ain't safe.
Yeah, no. But some people, their PCs ain't safe. I knew once Stellar Blade was out, her thickness and yams was about to come over to PC. I felt bad for Eve. I really did. I knew what the PC community was going to do to her. But for me, I just want a couple of cool outfits, something nice. I seen a mod that they gave her extra jiggle physics. That's crazy.
Extra. There's enough. There's enough, bro.
Bro, they had her at like I said, I've only played just the intro of it. Got past that one sequence where they showed the credits of her, and then then it says 2 years later. That's as far as I've gone on Stellar Blade, but. I went and I seen somebody using her in a bathing suit, and she was shooting, and I mean, cheeks was just bouncing. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? But I knew it. I knew once they got a hold of Eve, it was going to be something tragic. So for me, I want to push back on that a little bit. Listen, let this woman live a little bit. Let her breathe. And let's just enjoy the game. That's all I'm saying. But Loke, underneath the table, we're not going to discuss it here. If you need those links, I'll definitely take you to where you need to go.
Okay, so I have a quick
go
confession.
to Pornhub, Loke. Just go to Pornhub.
Leave me alone.
Stop.
I have a quick confession to make about mods. I struggle with them.
What?
Yeah.
Why do you struggle with them?
I've been a
after
constant
the
player my
dating
whole
trial,
life.
I'm sure he has a few confessions, right?
Yeah.
Oh god. So
I wasn't entirely truthful.
Wow.
He says I had my fingers crossed behind my back.
I'm not.
Wow.
I don't pretend to be like a PC expert or aficionado, right? PC has mostly been either for Football Manager or for work or school stuff. This is the first time in my life that I'm getting into it for gaming purposes. And mods, in my like little experience trying them, a bit complicated to implement. And I haven't found a mod that's like inspired me to go full on. But I heard of a mod where you can play Bishop. You can put Bishop into Dark Souls, and that kind of interests me.
Go to one place I will say is
Like a plug and
Nexus.
play mod, you know?
Yeah, Nexus is a really good place to go to. That's one of the places where you can go. It's clean. You don't get the bugs.
They have a mod manager. Like they have an app you can use to install the mods in like you just drag and drop the mod you want. It installs it the proper way. Yeah.
Okay. For the dirty, I'll let you know where the dirty is. I don't do the dirty. I just know where the dirty is, and I'm just like, yo, what are we?
That's a lie.
Yeah,
just keep
man.
my eyes on it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I will watch. And look, but you know what I'm saying? I will say for anybody out there, because I see FarQ, he sit there and he was asking, but Nexus is a really good place to go for mods. They have so many games that you can mod up there, and you don't have to worry about bugs or anything like that. It's a really good place to go. So, but Loke, if you need more than that, if you need baby oil, then I'll tell you where to go. But I'm just saying,
Appreciate you,
just make
brother.
sure you got your
Appreciate you.
computer up.
Just type
I want to
in
make
Loki
sure I get
You
the
know.
Antonio.
I want to make sure I get the antivirus like updated before I install it. Any
Yes, please
stuff.
do. Please do.
Yeah, I don't want to get messy.
Okay.
G maybe says Luke wants that full yoga pants mod. Listen. Everybody likes a good pair of yoga pants, especially if you squat. All right. Oh, hold on. We've got one more guest here, Mr. J
Uh-oh.
Rock. Welcome in. How you doing? What you been playing this past week?
Hey, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've been playing just COD, finished up Expedition 33, which is awesome, my game of the year. And
Yeah.
trying to finish up all the achievements for South of Midnight as well.
Been playing a lot
All
with
right.
bronies too.
Yes, South of Midnight. It should be nominated, in my opinion, for something. South of Midnight was up there for Game of the Year contention, but after Expedition 33, I knew better. Like
Oh,
It's
Expedition
a
33
rabbit.
is just
yeah.
on it's at a
So you
whole
enjoyed
nother
Expedition
level.
33?
Bro, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed Expedition 33. I
Oh,
thought
that's fire.
I talked about it when I first seen it. I was intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
It was more spectacular than I even ever thought it could be.
Yes.
And I mean, in that, but South of Midnight was there as well. Like I was so excited for South of Midnight for just the direction. I was very happy about that. And it's really good, but I just know how these people operate in the system. It should be nominated for multiple awards, especially for the music, narration, things like that. Maybe art
Voice
design.
acting.
Yeah,
It'll be nominated for art design, probably.
Yeah,
yeah.
art design. Music
Well,
was hype
also
too.
music
Yeah,
too.
that's
I
why I
mean, but
just
Yeah,
said the
music was
music.
great too, but I'd be
yeah,
surprised if they do it, knowing the
yeah.
Game Awards.
You might be right, but I just thought that game was so well constructed. I shout out to Compulsion Games for doing it so right. I felt every bit of that from me being being a country boy myself. I felt that. I felt like that mother felt like my mother. All that, like I felt all of that. So it was really, really well done. But yeah, Expedition 33. I knew that it had the potential to be good, but like you said, J Rock, that game is top tier and it was only $50. It put so many other these big publishers out there on notice. Understand, we can make
It put them
something
to shame.
fantastic
Forget
and great.
notice.
You're right. It put the Final Fantasy franchise to shame. To sit
Yeah.
there and to listen to these silly ass game reviewers and media people and clickbait grifters out there, content creators out there, to sit there and talk about, well, we need to have more of Forspoken. We need more of Final Fantasy 15, which I really did like Final Fantasy 15. I thought Final Fantasy 15 was good. Final Fantasy 7 remake and integrate all that. No. Final Fantasy need to go back to the original recipe and do what we seen with this. And also what makes this also fantastic is the fact that it's a Western game and a lot of people could at least relate. Like, we're not French, but we could relate to the characters within the game. So yeah, I'm glad you got a chance to play it, brother, and get a chance to beat it. It's
Yeah.
really good, really good.
What did you What did you think about the ending?
I need to go back and I need to beat the second part of the ending. I want to
Oh,
know
okay.
more because I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not gonna do no spoilers, but I chose the young girl's
Mayel?
ending. Yeah,
Mayel.
I chose her ending. I said, yo, I feel her on this situation, and especially when there was a part in the game where you fought the entity in that spear, like, you know this, like when you fought the other part of her. I was like, I feel her pain. I understand that she wants
Right.
her fam. She loves this world. This is her life. Like, especially for what happened to her, she got victimized, and so I sided with her, but I
I
hated
can't believe you
how it
chose the
played out.
Matrix. K
I
Mega,
did.
you chose the Matrix.
I did.
I
I did.
can't believe
I chose the Matrix.
I
I did.
can't
I did
believe
chose the
Yeah,
Matrix. I
he
did
took the
chose the
blue
Matrix.
pill.
I
He
did chose
took
the
the
Matrix.
blue
Yeah,
pill.
I did. I
I
took the blue
can't
pill.
believe it.
Yeah. And then after the sequence was over, I was like, "Oh shit! I think I made the wrong decision." So I need to.
Yeah,
I need to. I
yeah,
need to go back and
yeah.
look at it. So
You
anyway,
think?
go ahead.
Yeah.
I think you should do a little bit more investigating because I did
Nah,
both sides.
bro. I got. Listen.
I get both
After.
sides, Sam. I agree. I get both sides, bro.
Yeah. I did both sides 100% of the game, and I tell you what, like hers is like the safe side.
Yeah.
As for the other side, to me, is just much more of a. It's much more of a detailed ending than Miles' ending to me personally.
And that's why I say I got to go back because I don't know. I'm going to say this and I'll stop and I'll back off because I don't know how many people will beat it and I want to hear their thoughts about it. But was it? I don't know if it was after Act 2 or whatever. Well, whatever. When you got off the mountain and you thought like, "Yo, we did it! It's over."
It's over.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I'm like, yes. I'm like, man, I feel so good, especially how it all starts off when you first get on the island and how it all starts off. I'm like, bro, I feel good, man. Okay, yeah, it ended a little bit more than I thought, and then it didn't. And the way that it did it, I'm like, hell no, bro. What are we doing here? It emotionally drug me into something that I was like, I wasn't expecting from a game that was asking for $50. I was not expecting that, and so that for me, that is clearly there is.
I think that's the
nothing
craziest part is that it was
$50.
$50.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
$50 done by like what,
games.
like 30 dubs?
Yeah, and if you had Game Pass, it didn't cost you but nothing but your subscription service. that's what's the winning factor to it. So anyway, I'll let y'all guys talk about it. I know.
K Mega, you know what's the craziest thing? Like the first 2 acts of the story, you have a understanding of what it is about, and then the last act like destroys everything that you believed prior, right? And it gets to the point that they literally tell. I don't want to ruin it, but
right, don't ruin
the
it.
act of going to the island is damn. Nah, I'm not saying nothing.
Right, you feel it,
the expedition itself.
Yeah.
All right, let's not get into it.
Oh
It's
man, I'll just put it in this perspective. I know what my brother's
like
talking
10 years
about.
from now.
It's almost like being religious, overly religious, and everything that you believed, and you can still stay religious, but there's levels to this, and things aren't what you thought it was. That is what this game presents to you as like, hold up, what? No way. And I think that's what J-Rock is trying to allude to.
I remember at the end.
I don't want to speak for you.
I remember at the end being like, Renoir, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Just being like, you son of a... This man is kind of spitting, unfortunately. That's what I was like, damn it.
Bro.
Anyways, let's move on.
Let's move on before we just tell the game to people and
Essentially.
because we love it that much. That's a good sign for a game, for a title that is unknown, that is stepping into the gaming space. That tells you right there the impact of what that story was. That was pure cinema all the way through.
Absolute cinema. Richie, we're talking
Best
about
story of the year by far.
Expedition 33, Richie. To cap it off, I'll just say 10 years from now, we'll still be telling people, don't spoil it, go and play it. We'll still be telling people to do that. That's how good that story is.
Yes.
So before we get into the whole Xbox, PlayStation thing that I really did not want to get into, but It's
Yeah, dude.
unavoidable after what
It is
happened yesterday.
unavoidable. Yeah, that's right, Logan. You feel it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then obviously, right? This doesn't happen all the time, but Sony's down. Guess who's here? J Rock and motherfucking K Mega. Now y'all have time. All right. Okay.
Hey, Logan, you
Okay.
came back at your very pungent time.
That was a
So,
coincidence. It was a coincidence that I rocked up when Xbox was all the way down. That was a coincidence, all right? Very random. Very random. Okay, so before we get into that, we have Mind's Eye. Um, the boss reportedly claims internal and external saboteurs are to blame for the studio's woes. Leslie Benzes, essentially, he or she does not own a mirror. That's what I'm getting from this. But let's get into the
I
article.
believe it's a he.
Benzes, it's a he. All right, cool. Benzes, who is best known for his
Leslie
time.
Benzies, it is a dude. It is a dude.
All right, all right. Best known for his time as the president of Rockstar North, has reportedly broken his silence. He's so brave to staff
Standing on business.
after the difficult standing on shit. That's what he's standing on. After the difficult launch of Mind's Eye, the debut game from his studio, Build a Rocket Boy. According to a report from IGN, Benzis addressed the staff this
My
week,
fucking
where it
rocket
claimed the studio
exploded.
boss blamed internal and external saboteurs on the issues facing both Mind's Eye and Build a Rocket Boy. It was reported last month that the studio is facing mass layoffs in the wake of Mind's Eye's disastrous launch. Benzi's comments come as around 300 staff are reported to have received emails informing them that they're at risk of losing their jobs. According to the report, these same emails have been sent to staff at PlayFusion, a studio that was acquired by Build a Rocket Boy in 2024. Since the release of Mind's Eye on June 10th, social media has been flooded with videos of the game's technical issues and bugs. The situation has deteriorated to the extent that PlayStation has been refunding multiple players. This is cyberpunk levels of bad, like launch cyberpunk. A rare occurrence that previously took place during the troubled launch of Cyberpunk before it was pulled from sale
I think it's
entirely.
worse.
It
Yeah,
is worse.
the studio said it was heartbroken during an apology released last. I'm wallet broken, bro. Give my money. Fully committed to ensuring all our players have a great experience. The game's Metacritic score currently stands at 38 for the PC version and just 28 for the PS5 version, making it the lowest rated game on Metacritic so far this year and significantly lower than anything else on Metacritic. Okay, let's get to the quotes. Here we go. Here we go. And I quote: "Whilst we've got a big development team and part of the team was focused on everywhere for a while, probably a larger part was always focused on Mind's Eye. A game of this kind of quality and scale needs a lot of artists, needs a lot of coders, needs a lot of everything, right? Needs a lot of love. That's it. That's all we've got."
The game
Oh my.
needs a toilet to flush itself down.
All
That's what
right,
the game
Matt, go
needs.
ahead. Go ahead, Matt.
I fuck that studio, or at least fuck that guy.
Yeah.
That dude, that like if I keep because I was like mildly interested. I was mildly interested in the game, right? And then we got to like 2 weeks before release. I'm like, we still haven't really seen anything about this, but it's for sure releasing in a couple of weeks. Surely they'll show us something. The only thing we got during that 2 week period or 2 or 3 week period was like a 3 minute clip posted to Xbox and PlayStation's channel about the game. That was it. And like once I saw that, I was like, okay, well now I'm quite skeptical. And then rightfully so, it comes out and it is what it is. But like, dude, I keep looking for a reason to be like to give them the benefit of the doubt, and every time they just foot in mouth every time. It's not our fault. It's Saboteur's fault. We've got secret spies at our studios, like ruining everything. Shut the fuck
It's
up.
GTA that's
Fix your
screwing.
game. Fix your game, or don't fix it and move the fuck on. But don't keep doing this passing the blame thing. That's so lame. That's so lame. I don't like that. I'm I'm
Ham,
I'm so far out on this game
Yes, sir.
officially.
you were very excited for this game.
I
So was
was.
I. So was I. I didn't pull the trigger, but I remember you did.
I did. I did. I did. And you know what? It was luckily a bullet that I was able to catch. Because I pulled that trigger and I stopped time like Neo, and I was like, let's put that bullet back. let's put that bullet back. I got my refund on that immediately. I didn't even like I was downloading the game.
Yeah.
And Matt pulled up like fucking like you ever see that GIF where that motherfucker's getting into the Bentley with the jacket on and he's laughing as he like hits the button to close the door?
Mm-hmm.
Matt pulled up on me like that, like, you buy that? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and I was like, why are you laughing? He's like, go check out them reviews, bud.
Damn.
I checked out them reviews and seen that the game was not only was it not running at 60, which is, fine. I gave Starfield a pass. I beat Redfall at 30. I've played 30 FPS games and I've dealt with it, right? But seeing the performance of that game dropping into the teens, seeing people jump off of skyscrapers and dude just glitches to the ground, watching people fall through the map, bros walking on water like Jesus, like it was just such a bad small clip of showing the game in the short amount of time that it was out that I didn't even bother booting the game up. I have no idea what the title screen looks like. I bought it though, and then got it refunded immediately. I tell you what, and then to hear Leslie come out here and say saboteurs, the fuck out of here, man. I can't take any of that serious. I was thinking, after I return my money, you have an opportunity to fix this and maybe I'll buy it again. Right? But you can't even take accountability, dog. I mean, bro, like there is, and I said this the last episode. Whenever I make content, that be in a game or whatever, if it's something that I'm willing to call my baby, I'm reviewing the shit out of it before I hit that send button. So I don't know how this person's like, seems fine. We greenlit the launch, and after we played it, saboteurs got to it. Hold on.
Yeah.
After we played it.
Yes.
Yep.
Nah, man, I'm not giving you a red cent. No,
Yeah,
I can't support people that don't take any accountability at all. Like it'd be different if he came through and was like, "Yo, that was a travesty, and I honestly apologize. We'll be sure to do better." That gives me hope.
Yes.
But to say that all these reviewers are just hating, we got people sabotage, bro. All these hundreds of games coming out every month, ain't nobody saying this, man. Why are you special? Yeah, no.
Remember when Redfall
he has
came
no
out?
money from me.
Remember when Redfall came out and it was a disaster? I don't remember anyone from Arcane saying it was saboteurs. It was sabotage.
Bro, the day before came out and they didn't even say that.
Right.
Nobody said that. They apologized. They said, "Yo, this is fucked up. We're sorry that we're sorry the game is the way it is." They're doing the exact opposite with this game.
How do you make the day before look proper?
Mad stuff.
It's terrible. It's terrible,
crazy.
dude.
J-Rock,
I feel terrible. Lastly, I just want to say I feel terrible for the voice
Yeah.
actor
Oh yeah.
because he deserved none of this, and all he's doing is fighting for his fucking life now because people are blaming him as if he built
Like
the
it's his
game or
fault.
did anything. He was just a voice actor in the face of the game, and he has to tell all these people like, "Yo, I don't know what." He has to act like the damn lead developer on camera and tell people, if I would have knew they would have did something like this, I wouldn't have been in. He had to say stuff like that. Like, that's so embarrassing. I feel terrible for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this highlights a common problem, especially this generation of for games, right? It's like over promising, under delivering, and it's getting to the point where I probably people are gonna get upset, but I think everybody's got to take accountability, from the devs to the management. Like you guys, like we just talked about Expedition 33, right? How great it is. Small budget, not a lot of developers there. People concentrated on the game. It was a passion project of theirs. Bro, they got the music came from a guy they found on SoundCloud, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Random
it's
dude.
like,
Very random dude.
bro,
Crazy.
how? And this is a game of the year contender. And and like, say you running Xbox or you're part of your Satya Nadella or you Herman Hulse or whatever, right? You seeing this? You're like, bro, we got studios with thousands of developers, and it's taking them like 8 years to give us garbage. And when they launched the game, we're charging $80, 70, $80. The games are broken. We need patches. We need to fix broken promises and this and that. And it's like, bro, it's like you got to blame yourselves and be accountable as well, because it looks crazy that a smaller team with a smaller budget is producing mind-blowing games, and a studio with thousands of developers is like releasing this type of content. It's like, and I'm not
Hey,
saying
Jay.
this team has thousands of developers. I'm just talking about overall, like that. I mean, something's going on in this industry, and it's got to be fixed. I don't know how, but it's it's a
Yo,
problem
Jay.
right now.
Put this also into perspective. With garbage like this coming out from people, this gives companies more of a reason to be like, yeah, get that motherfucker out of here. We replacing them with AI.
Yeah, and that's what's going on. That's what's going on, bro. And I
They
hate
standing around,
AI.
they ain't
I
doing
hate
shit.
I hate that
AI.
new AI movement. I don't like it. I despise that shit, but I can't. It's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
All right. All right. Mental. Did you see this flop coming from a mile away or no?
I can't claim to say that I saw it being a flop from a mile away, but I wasn't really interested in it when I saw the previews and the trailers and that stuff. But not gonna lie, a lot of the stuff I saw after the fact, I was laughing my ass off as to how that made it to a release.
Right.
Pretty
It's
mind
crazy.
blowing, and to see so-called leadership calling for, what was it, like somebody jumped in from a different company and did a little espionage, I guess. I don't know what he's getting at there, but ultimately, failure at this level just comes down to the leadership team, period. You're not given the right direction, you're not given the right resources to your team in order to be successful. I've been in the corporate world for close to 3 decades and been through a lot of projects and a lot of stuff that's not gone well, and the buck stops at the top always. So, I don't know. I find it quite ridiculous.
Ridiculous is definitely a word that fits. Definitely.
Yeah.
Finally, get mega.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm piggybacking off on everybody that what they said. I mean, it is one of those things that is, it's apparent. Before I get even more started, I'm going to ask you this, Loke. Are you going to talk about what the CEO of EA said about Battlefield today?
I
Well, I
hadn't
think I know what
seen
you're
that
talking
yet.
about.
Well, okay. So
What is-
this is where this is going, right?
Okay.
This is just showing the incompetence of these shareholders and these corporate entities out here that do not understand what gaming is. They only care about the bottom line. And the case in point about that is that we talked about this yesterday. Is that the guy in charge of EA gaming sit here and thought, and it gives this expectation of, well, Battlefield 6 is going to have 100 million players. And the developers themselves are saying, hold up, whoa, hold up. We didn't say that. That's him saying that. It goes back to the case in point of what this guy over here is doing. He's trying to be, he's thinking that he's being complicit for the ass that they presented with this game. And listen, I had it on my radar. I was like, man, this looks like something I would sink my teeth into, man. And then the reality came in. I've been burned so many times by jumping in on some new IPs that had potential and then they failed immensely. I'm just hoping that Xbox gives them a little bag, not a big bag, and say, man, put this shit on Xbox, man, redo it, get it right, and then put it on Game Pass so we can sit there and let you try to get something. Or I'll just wait till it goes to PC and it's like $5.99. This to me is where it's... Yeah, like this to me is where it bothers me that these corporate entities get their thing out here and then wants to scapegoat. Gamers aren't stupid, and that's what makes me upset that there's people out here that really want to try to throw this negative garbage out here and say saboteurs. And it's just like what I think it was somebody on here on the panel that said, well, hold on, you released the game and you didn't say anything about saboteurs because you were trying to sell this game at the maximum price range. No, you know how much money that you're going to lose. And until these people at the top start losing money or lose their jobs, we will still keep having this type of BS over and over again until the gamers respond in the way that they did. And I'm happy that the gamers sit there and looked at this and listen, Ham, I was with you. I had my finger on the button to pull it just to say, I'm just gonna take a chance because it's something about this game that gets me intrigued. But we are in a position no longer to trust what gaming is giving us, because the more and more that we support this, and then the more and more that they keep telling us, well, let's raise the price another $10. Matter of fact, if we're doing a really big game like Grand Theft Auto 6, how can we charge you $100 for a standard game? No, until we as gamers sit there and put our foot down and say enough is enough, stop trying to sit there and kick the can because your shareholders want you to get this game out so it will look good on your spreadsheet at the end of whatever. Yeah, hell with
It's a
that.
quarterly report. That's why these games get rushed, because the quarterly report needs to show an extra 30 million, 60 million bump every single quarter.
Right. And that part right there, and that part right there is where gamers, the community, have to stand firm and say, you know what? Yeah, we're not perfect. We support games like Fortnite, this, that, the third COD with Beavis and Butthead, whatever the case may be. Gamers are gamers. But the thing of it is that, yeah, you look at them and you may look at them gamers that plays those type of particular games as pawns, but we're not all pawns. Get your shit together, and it's what J-Rock just brought up. The game that just got Expedition 33, the game was cheap. And also, I won't even go back to last year. Still, the best looking game out there, hands down. I know that Death Stranding 2 looks absolutely stupendous, but Hellblade 2 is still the standard on.
God damn it, Hellblade 2 is barely a video game. Don't do this game like that.
Well, don't pretend it's not. It's graphically, it's the best looking thing.
It's the best looking thing that console gamers have ever seen. It's the best looking
Yes.
thing that we've ever
Not
seen
close.
on PC or on consoles ever. Regardless of whatever you want to try to say, if it's barely this,
Also-
barely that, it's the best looking thing, right?
Hey, Mega, don't
amazing.
listen. Don't listen to him because Loke. I remember
Don't
Loke
listen to that
vividly
bullshit.
telling me that
What?
That's a good game.
what was it? I forget what phrase you used. You said, "I'm actually enjoying it." You said something along the lines
No,
of like,
no, I did not say that.
Yes, he
"I'm
did.
I did
actually
not say
enjoying
that.
it." You did
I
say
did
that.
not.
You
At
did.
no point
I
did I say
actually,
this.
I'm pretty sure I remember him mentioning Game of the Year contender.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Listen,
Look, I remember.
It's hitting.
Okay.
I remember
That
being in the
memory is
I love getting
lobby.
cooked on his own show. I love it.
I remember
It's great.
being in the lobby before the show started, and it was just me and Loke. And Loke was like, "Matt, I gotta admit something," and I was like, "What is
no,
it?" Because I thought he was gonna say Hellblade sucks or whatever, and he's like, "I'm actually enjoying it." And
no,
I was
I
like,
didn't
"That
say
is
that.
wonderful to hear, Loke. That's
That's not what I
wonderful."
said. That's not
Yeah.
what I said.
Okay, well,
You-
let
you
me
said it.
let me reply to this boy Ron up in here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for coming and watching. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, I know you may not be familiar with K Mega 405, but I love the smoke. So bring that fade. I'm just gonna bring it back to you though. You said if Hellblade 2 was so great, why nobody playing it? Well, the last time that I seen it and I showed those numbers on my channel, that they got less than 700,000 people playing Death Stranding 2 on PlayStation that has over 77 million or 70 plus million consoles out there. So again, if we're going to sit there and say, but I do know this, there was more people on that was playing Hellblade 2 at that point than they were playing in the first week of Death Stranding. So of Death Stranding 2, that's neither here nor there. I don't care about numbers. I just care
Hellblade
about
2 was
if
also
the
on
game is good
PC,
enough.
was it not?
Yeah.
When it launched, was it not on
These
PC
games
as
are
well?
niche. Both those
I
games.
want to go back.
What does PC got to do with anything? You got
It's more
This is what
people.
PlayStation.
It's more people.
Hold
It's
on,
more
brother.
people. That's what it
There's
is.
77 million. 70,
God damn it.
70 plus
There's billions.
million.
There's billions of PC players. No.
Brother. This is what the PlayStation community
Stop it.
brags on.
Stop it, Luke.
70 plus million consoles in
Just
the
take it,
wild,
Luke. Just let it.
and you ain't hit a million yet on a game that's supposedly superior. I don't want to hear it.
Just
All
let
I'm
them-
just trying to
Just
let
let them
me
thoughts
cook.
rummage through your
Yeah,
maps.
man, just think about that.
No,
You know
I
what I'm
think-
saying? You talk about Hellblade 2 is is a damn good game. It is a game, brother. I'm gonna tell you this. This is the crazy thing about this.
This is
and I'm gonna
filibustering.
relinquish.
This is
No.
filibustering.
I'm gonna relinquish after this. You say
is
that
filibustering.
Hellblade 2 is not a game, but I bet you your wife plays plays games on her phone. And y'all will say that those are not games. I bet you that your kids might play Roblox or play Fortnite. Y'all
Listen.
even say that those aren't games.
Hey, look,
games
just-
are games, brother.
Just let this
Games are
fade
games.
rummage through thy naps.
Listen,
Games are
listen.
games.
If
Hey,
Tetris,
Megan.
Pac-Man are games, that's a game.
Facts.
Hey, Mega.
Yeah.
If
Hey,
you're
Mega.
playing
If you
Minesweep,
don't move
it's
your
a game.
finger.
If
Minesweep?
it's a
Minesweep?
game,
Minesweep is
Mega.
wild. Yeah, that's
If
a
you don't
game.
move your finger
brother,
on
if you're
Candy
playing
Crush.
solitaire, hold on.
That's
wait.
a game,
If you tap into your phone, brother, if you got a woman, I don't know if you got a woman or not. I'm not gonna sit there and question you on what you got. If you got a woman, man, whatever, indifferent. You got a significant other.
Now you're calling me gay. What?
He's not. He's saying
significant other.
if you
I don't
happen to
know.
have
I'm
a
just-
significant
I'm just-
other.
Bro, I
significant other.
just came back to the show. What is
If
happening
you
here?
got a significant other, I guarantee you, if you sit there and
Lord
you ask
have
that person, hey, let me see your phone and what are you playing? When you tap into Android or iTunes or iTunes, not iTunes, where is it? iTunes? I don't know. I'm an Android guy, so
Crash out of love.
iOS.
yeah. You tap on the iOS and you tap into there and hit games, and you see Minesweep, you see Angry Birds. What is it labeled as? As a game. Stop being ignorant. Just stop hating on the game that you may not play because it's not for you. It's not for you. Just like if somebody says Death Stranding isn't for them because, listen, some of us, like when I try to tell my PlayStation homeboys, hey man, that Death Stranding 2 is dropped, and they tell me, Nah, cuz I ain't trying to play that bullshit because that dude that they showed. No, I swear to God, I'm talking to my people. I'm talking to my homies. Because they PlayStation dudes, and I'm like, bro. He's like, what new shit coming out?
Now
I
because you
said,
know
bro,
someone.
PlayStation,
Now you know
PlayStation.
someone. Next, you're gonna tell us you have an uncle at Xbox as well that told you.
I swear, no, bro. I swear to God,
We're through all the
I am
cliches
not a
now.
hater. I'm not a hater. I'm always trying to
People do
uplift
say that
every
about
game.
Death Stranding, of
I
course.
do
We
that, and
know.
I told my
People said that
homeboy,
about
I
the
told
first
my
game.
homeboys about Death
It's the same
Stranding. No,
thing.
listen, and he said and both. No, there's more than two, but just this is what cracked me up because this one particular homeboy, David, he said, nah, cuz. He said, listen, let me tell you. He said, man, I saw the trailer today. He said that shit looked hot. But he said, man, when I seen that dude with the keyboard looking like somebody from Kiss, I was out of that shit, bro. He said, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the new Madden. I'm just letting you know what these people are saying, bro. If you ain't hit 1 million in a week yet, there's
Well,
people
you
out
can't
there
tell me
that
that
buys
doesn't sound like a
PlayStation.
casual gamer. You cannot tell me that doesn't sound like a casual
And my
gamer.
brother, he always buys PlayStation games. He's always capping for PlayStation. He don't even like Xbox like that. And he's like, Death Stranding, bro. He said that dude looked like Kiss. He said that shit don't even look impressive to me. I say, man, the graphics is hot. He say, nah, cuz I can't fuck with it. So that's what I'm just trying to let you know. So if my people, if PlayStation people on my team sitting there saying that, you over here trying to talk bad about Hellblade 2, I don't know what y'all talking about, man. Games is games. Let's just enjoy it. But I do hate this for Mind's Eye to close this out and just say, listen, Xbox, put that shit on Game Pass, or I'm just gonna wait until it's $5.99 so I can go ahead and get it on Green Man or on CD Keys.
No,
I don't think Xbox even wants that associated with Game Pass.
Yeah. I want to circle back on that too because you kind of hit the nail on the head with that, and that's I don't buy games at launch anymore. And as gamers, I think more people need to start adopting that because ultimately that's why we get so much junk thrown in our face. Wait. It doesn't hurt to wait a week or two, get over the FOMO aspect of it, wait a week or two and see if it's any good. Wait till they patch all the bugs and crap. There's very few developers that I'll actually trust day one. ID Software and Capcom are about it with Resident Evil. Those are the only two games I'll go out, are only two developers I'll trust to buy a game at launch. And typically, I'll go to gg.deals and get it for 20% off before it even comes out on PC, and that's how I do it. But I don't rush out. I don't suffer from FOMO. I got over that crap a decade ago. And now I don't waste money on games. It's something we should all be thinking about because we're getting spoon-fed garbage more often than not. And the only way they'll learn is if their launches flop. I think the industry as a whole has kind of lost their way when you have games with 6 or 10 hours of cutscenes that are completely unnecessary and don't add much to it. And then they complain about cost overruns and now they need to raise prices. It's because they're not focusing on games anymore. They're focusing on crap that doesn't matter for the experience.
Yep.
That's my rant.
They've put profits over art, and the consequence of doing that is that the art suffers for it.
Yep.
When they forgot the whole reason gaming got as big as it did. It wasn't because of people looking for money or the bottom line. It was about expressing their ideas, their art, their new visions and worlds. Now it's all about making. It's all about the bottom line, and everything else be damned. Like, we're not even going to give you a good product. We just want to push it out there as quickly as possible, get a return, and we'll fix it along the way. We don't even care about whether you like it or not. Like, it's like you said, they've lost their way, and that's why the industry is going to suffer even more layoffs. And quite frankly, if they continue in this route, there will be another crash.
Yep.
They talking real stuff now. Now look at Logue. Logue did this intentionally. He's showing Death Stranding 2, and I'm cool with it. When it drops on PC, I will get it. I you know what I'm saying? I mean, I need to beat the first game first, but and it looks fantastic for what it is. I'm just saying though, brother, this is the thing, and I'm not saying it's not quality, whatever the third. I'm just saying though,
Oh my God, bro.
I need to see more action. You
You
showing me this
really,
man fighting
you
a pizza
really want to
man?
go in on this one, bro. Like
brother, we do need to. This man, listen,
this
I'm
week is
seeing people
packed.
that's showing
My
gameplay.
man, this
I'm
week is
seeing.
packed. You have the rest of the year to
Facts.
shit on Death Stranding. This week,
I'm
we
not
still have
shitting
to
on
talk
it.
about the fall
I'm
of
not.
PlayStation. We still have to talk
Oh,
about is Xbox dead or not?
yeah,
Would
we'll
you
talk
would
about
you
that.
would you
I
leave
just
Kojima alone
no,
for
no, no, no.
today?
I just saying. I'm just saying.
Lucas
Like
over here dying.
the only
Welcome
fighting
back,
that I'm
buddy.
seeing is this man
I'm
sitting there. He
exhausted,
fought
What
a
bro.
the hell
pizza.
was the baby playing
He
with?
ain't even saying nothing.
Bro,
Like,
he's
Nigga, I
fighting a
timed
pizza
you.
man.
Like, I
And
turned
people
my
over here,
phone on.
look at this game is,
Nigga,
is
the last
unmatched.
time
And
you
this
went on
dude
this
doing the
rant,
pizza
I
fighting
turned my
move.
phone on.
And it's not even, you know what I'm
You
saying?
were
Like,
ranting for
oh,
7 minutes and
I'm
30
sorry.
seconds. I timed
I'll
it,
back
brother.
off. I'll back off. Then I'm just
7
saying, like, bro, I need to
minutes
see,
and 30
bro,
seconds.
I love
bro,
it.
bro.
Okay, 25 seconds.
Yeah, y'all
Please,
invited me
brother,
on this. You should
make
have
a point,
known. Cause
right?
Mega don't
Right?
play
Make a
that
point
shit. What we
and keep
doing?
it pushing. You can't be filibustering
Where's the
when it's
fighting,
like,
sir?
I mean,
Damn, where's
there's
the
six of
fighting?
us.
I need to see some pew
There's six
pew.
of us
I need
on
to
here,
see
brother.
I need to see hands being pushed. Why are you showing me?
But there's
I'm
six
seeing
of us.
no cutscene. Give me
Yeah. If it
more.
takes you 10 minutes to
Okay, I'm
say
sorry. I'll
anything
back off.
about anything, you'll be here for 5 hours, brother.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Make your point and keep pushing.
Show
God
me some
damn it.
gameplay where this dude is fighting something. Do something to make me excited. That's all I'm asking, Lo. Show me some shit. I want to buy the game. I want to buy the game. I want to support Kojima. But this shit is
Ladies,
just all cutscene.
ladies and gentlemen, TikTok brain right there. Right there. This guy cannot relax for 2 minutes.
I'm done. I'm backing off.
Like something
Okay.
needs to flash on
I'm
the
muting.
screen every 5 seconds. Breathe, bro. God damn. I don't even
All
know
right.
what we're talking about. All right. Mind's Eye. Fuck Mind's Eye. We'll play it when it's good in like 10 years. It's fine.
That shit ain't gonna be good.
Next, it's a good question. Next, we're going to talk about the Stop Killing Games campaign. It's kind of apropos
They're
because
like,
today,
you got that?
what?
We got another game we're gonna kill right in front of your face, and it's called Anthem.
Yes, sir. That's what's so apropos about this. Like, the thing is popping off, the announcement's popping off, and then boom, EA is like, here you go. Here's an example for you guys to show to the EU, the US, anyone else. So the articles from IGN. Stop Killing Games reaches 1 million signatures as players continue fight for game preservation. The Stop Killing Games initiative has reached the crucial 1 million signature milestone in its quest to preserve video games for decades to come, but its fight isn't over yet. I'm assuming everyone on here knows what the Stop Killing Games initiative is, correct?
Yep.
See.
All right, so we're not going to go through the whole article. Uh, EA, like Ham said, announced that Anthem is going to be like unplayable starting in January 2026. J Rock, let's hear from you first. And you know what? If you feel like going on a 7 minute rant, go ahead,
Oh
J
no.
Rock.
Oh no.
Take the next 7 minutes and rant because this is actually worth it. Please tell us what you think about the initiative and EA doing what they're doing to Anthem.
Oh man. I mean, again, this goes back to what I said previously. It's the generation we live in, and listen, let's keep it a bug. Is Anthem worth saving? Like, who's playing that? But I understand. I understand the whole movement.
It's
I
on
understand the whole
principle.
movement of game preservation. But this is a whole new world now, man, and we gave up too much ground with the whole comfort of digital and always online. And yeah, man, it's too late, man. I understand the whole movement, but let's be honest, we ain't going back to that. These companies aren't going back to that. Like, it doesn't make sense for them to keep running these servers. Again, it's about the bottom line. Is it worth it for them? No. You could cry about it. Like, same thing about PlayStation and Xbox, their movement. We could cry about it. It's not going to change. Why they're not listening to us no more? They don't care. They'll ghost you on social media. They'll move on from you. Okay, well, figure it out. Like, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing because we gotta, like they want to say now, we have to run a successful business. Well, run it. We'll see how far it goes.
CK Mega, that's how you fucking do it. That's how you do it.
Don't invite me to no podcast then. You know how I
God
go. I ain't
damn.
changed how I ain't changed how I do shit. So it is what
God.
it is.
All right, then take the next 7 minutes. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead, K Mega.
I'm not gonna take another 7 minutes. I'm just gonna say, listen. As for me being an Anthem fan, it breaks my heart. I love Anthem. It's one of those games that I never uninstall because I always go back and I play it. So it's gut wrenching to me. It really did. It hit me in the field. So, I tried to sign a petition, but it's in Europe, so I didn't do it. But I mean, yeah, game preservation is one of those things that is very important and it needs to be there. It's just something that Xbox has talked about, but I know that there's a lot of people that, Xbox has said a lot of things, and so we'll see. But it is, but I agree with J Rock. Like, it's one of those things to where, like, listen, the game has changed, and hopefully that maybe somebody that can make a mod or somebody or maybe the GOG or somebody who can get a hold of it and try to preserve it to a degree to where you can at least have maybe some kind of single player entity. But the way that game is built is that, like, when you're fighting against certain entities in the game, you need a whole crew. So then you're just looking at modding and then just doing some other things outside of that. So it's an unfortunate thing. Always online games is dangerous. And right now, as you look at it, as a person that bought that game, the ultimate, as I call it, the shut up edition, the ultimate edition, and then going back and looking at it from this standpoint, it hurts. I just wish that this would be a sign of them making a new game, but that seems like that don't seem likely. So who knows?
Yeah, I want to go back to something that J Rock said about, like, no one's playing the game, so no, who cares? For me, I think the real concern is the principle of the thing. Like, right is right and wrong is
Yep.
wrong, regardless of how many people are affected. You
Yeah.
know,
I
and
only said that from the point of view of the company. Like, no, they're
yeah,
gonna see the numbers, who's playing it. Principle, bro. We've seen these suits don't have no principle except for the bottom line.
Yep.
They don't care. They do not care.
Yep.
They'll
yeah.
fire you
No.
and hire and replace you with AI. That's what we're seeing now. You think they're gonna care about principles of conserving games for 5 people, 10 people who randomly want to come on and get the feels of Anthem again or what it could have been? They're not doing that.
There's still people play it. There's hundreds of people that still play the game. I mean, you can go in there and you can still find people and enjoy it and go through at least the story. I would recommend it wholeheartedly, but it just goes back to just a poor launch. No, the launch was great. It was the after game, the end game, that was the DLC. It was
The story
poorly
was shit
done.
as well.
Well,
I also played the
there
same
was a
one.
lot of different things because the launch
The story wasn't
was
bad,
kind of
but
cool.
It was shit.
The launch was kind of rough because it advertised something that wasn't really visually there, right? So it looked a lot better in this in like the
Trailers.
previews and trailers and stuff like that than the game actually was. And then once the game did come out, the story was very thin. It wasn't like very like you didn't have a ton of stuff to really do in the game, and the storyline itself wasn't super duper gripping at all.
The
And
grind was
then
shit.
and,
Same
and then
enemy.
EA's support with it just flat out stunk.
that's a
It
cool.
was almost like Destiny was having a rough time, and EA was like, let's show them that we could even be rougher than them too, Like, because this game came out and people were like, yeah, it's not
Destiny
exactly
killer.
what you guys said it was, but I'll play this. And like I was one of those people that was like, man, I was hot at Destiny at the time, so I was like, dude, I'll play the hell out of this, and I loved it. And then it just like the story stunk, and it just never went anywhere. And then they talked about it a few years ago about trying to continue some sort of support, and then they're like, hey, before we continue that, let's have a quick meeting. And then right after the meeting, they cooked him. Yeah, they just absolutely just burned him at the stake and said it's over. And now here we are,
And don't
2
forget,
more years.
they promised us they were going to go back to the game and remake it and make it good again. Don't forget that they also lied to us, and then they abandoned it a second time.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. A few years later,
that's the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the meeting. That was the meeting because a lot of people were excited about the game and it was gaining some hype again, and then they just got everybody's hype all up just to shut it down, and it really stunk. It really stunk. It's just, man, EA and their I don't know what their I don't know what their problem is with giving people what they want. Like when whether it's sports, I mean they're doing better with Madden and they're doing better with since they brought back college football. I feel like it gave Madden more reason.
No, I hate what they did to Madden. The campaign. I'm a classic Sony pony, right?
We're
I
not
like
talking
story.
about that
I like
right now.
story.
Like, we can come back
These
to
motherfuckers took the campaign on Madden, and then they essentially just gave you the same fucking cutscenes and story for every single year. Every single year.
This year's actually looks pretty clean.
Like the franchise mode is finally to where it needs to be in Madden, and
because I was pissed last year with Road to Glory, I was like, "This is so skeleton." Road to Glory last year stunk.
Yeah, and you're right. And college has brought that animal out, and they implemented a lot of what they did in college into this Madden. On top of the fact of finally bringing the proper franchise mode that they did. So maybe Road to Glory will be a little bit better, because I thought that the story mode aspect of Madden was good. But again, I think Madden is going to be greatly improved.
Did you go to the
because
second
of college
season?
Success. Huh?
Did you play the second season?
Of what? Road to Glory?
No, of the story.
Of the story on Madden, I did with the well, hold on, it wasn't the last. I didn't play last year's story. I played the story before that because I think they stopped the story last year. I thought they stopped the story.
So what happened? What happens is that
because I didn't play it at all the story mode or anyway last year. I played it the year before and the year before that.
So what happens is you go in, right? There's this story about you being a free agent and struggling and whatever, right? I went there. I did well. I end up playing for my Raiders. I made it to the conference finals, right? I didn't make the Super Bowl, but I made it to the conference finals.
Just ruined the game. I mean, I see why his game.
God damn it! Let me finish. Let me finish. Right?
I'd give it a horrible rating too, having to deal with that fucking shit.
So everything's good, right? Everything's good. I had a great season. The next season, suddenly, I've been traded to the motherfucking Cowboys, right?
That sounds like the Raiders.
And the story, is the exact same fucking story that I had right before I started last season.
Oh, that's
getting traded to the Cowboys. That's like the dream, right? Getting to play for your hometown team. Like
I know. Look at him playing for his hometown team.
All right, J-Rock, very quickly, J-Rock. This is an inside joke.
Show us the Spurs on your boot, bro. Show us the Spurs on your boot.
J-Rock,
inside the U.S. joke.
You're a joke. Yeah, sorry. You're a guest. This is just a joke. It's an inside joke. I'm actually not in the U.S. I'm in Mozambique. It's a country in Africa. Don't listen to what Kim says.
Listen to him trying to convince
this. Texas. He's
and the grift is
3 hours and 15 minutes away from me, brother.
just fighting for his life, trying to convince everyone that he's
I
not.
get it.
Right.
Like, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
My
He got the
accent is
accent and
real.
everything. That
J-Rock,
man sound
my
like
accent
a
is
hit
real.
when he gets offline.
My accent is real. I promise.
We find out he's like Mike Brown, just making
He
it all
slipped
up
up
the
and
whole
showed,
time.
bro. He slipped up and showed a picture of him in a cowboy hat and boots,
Sky.
and he was saying yuck yuck. I said, damn, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Go ahead.
G maybe says, of course, the guy who plays Football Manager wants a storyline in Madden. Yes, at least keep it consistent, bro.
Get
Shit,
him,
makes no
Jay,
sense.
man. Get him. Get him.
I can't be the unknown
But
rookie.
did they ask you what was it that was it was just like a rinse and repeat? They just kept asking you the same question, same cutscene.
Yes, dude. I'm the
Wow.
underdog. I'm the underdog rookie after I just took the Raiders to the conference final.
What was a new team? They needed them same questions answered.
Well, what about
You're a
franchise mode? Do
Cowboys
you
rookie.
even play franchise mode,
Yeah.
Loke?
No,
That's-
I only play career mode. I want to be a quarterback.
Franchise mode is where it's at for me. It's always
I'm
been
saying,
even
Loke,
in 2K and in Madden, always. And college franchise mode is absolutely stupendous.
We tried to tell you that you wasted your time at the Raiders. Raiders is a nobody team. That's why they had all those questions for you all over again. But it had nothing to do with the game
Even
having
Madden-
issues.
even
It's
Madden-
just like, hey,
Okay.
hey, tell me something that happened in a recent Raiders meeting, Lo. Tell me something that happened recently with the Raiders.
All right.
I
Let's
feel
keep
like
it
I'm
pushing.
proving my point.
Let's keep it pushing because you not.
Oh, ain't it?
That's the next question.
Fuck it. Let's get into it. PlayStation hits the Helldivers 2 is officially coming to Xbox with crossplay.
Oh, I did want to say one thing about Anthem.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Mental. Go ahead.
You know,
About
one thing
Anthem.
that bugs
Look,
me
wanted to
about
run
stuff
from that
like this
topic.
with live service games and them just shutting them down and people losing the money they put into it, et cetera, et cetera. They could release the server code so that if someone wanted to stand up a server in their house, they could. That used to be
Yeah.
the norm back in the day. You could go and download Half-Life code. You could download whatever. I ran servers out of my house. I ran servers for the company that I work for. It's incredibly doable, especially with home internet today where everybody's got fiber and crazy upstream capability.
Yeah.
Bugs the hell out of me that they just shut it down and throw it in the vault and that's it. Release the code, let people run it at home. Quit being idiots. It's not a big deal. You're shutting it down, you're washing your hands of it, great. Let the community take care of it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, they're doing that with Halo and stuff now for like the original Xbox.
Next thing will be Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
We could turn Anthem into a much better game than whatever the
Oh, yeah.
fuck
Probably.
they were doing.
Yeah. I mean, I ran Quake servers back in the day, Counter-Strike servers, Half-Life servers, you name it. I pretty much ran them all. And
I've seen
it's very
somebody playing
doable.
what was that game? Like an Uncharted server, like a couple years ago or something.
Yeah.
It just-
What's that thing they called, like for PS3? They brought back an entire service for a bunch of games like Killzone, Resistance, Uncharted. They brought back all that stuff. I forget the name of the website, but
Yeah.
people are playing online on those games on PS3.
OG Xbox Live back up and running.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's tough,
You need a
man.
modded console to access it, but yeah, I mean, it's all
If you're going
doable.
through
And
that
they're
trouble,
just
you
being
probably ain't
idiots
got no
about it.
problem with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like in my
Anybody that
mind,
wants to play that.
Hmm?
No, all I was just going to say is anybody that wants to play, because I seen it in the chat. Anybody that wants to play Anthem, if they've just now bought the game or haven't gone through the story mode, hit me up. K Mega 45. I'm with it. I love that game so much. I'll play it over and over and over and over again.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Hit him up. And K Meg is not one of these fake guys that you'll see on Twitter or on podcasts saying hit me up, and then when you hit him up, he'll ignore you and block you. K Mega will actually show up. He'll probably even send you like a apple pie or something. I'm not saying you did that to me. I'm just saying It probably
I
do.
over leveled like at least three of. I either over leveled like 3 or 4 of the characters in the Anthem. That one in particular was my favorite one because he had the melee.
Nice.
Yeah.
That shit was so nasty. I had all of them looking like Nebraska players. It was tough.
Of course.
Like, big
Of course.
time.
All
We
right,
beat down on them maroon buffoons, you know.
let's get to the meat and potatoes of the show.
Oh,
Helldivers
you crap out of here.
on Xbox.
Oh.
Congratulations, by the way, K Mega, on your Thunder.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I
That's
forgot
true.
to tell you that.
Thank you,
in
sir.
person.
Thank you, sir.
Like, they earned that shit. I mean, kind of. I mean, Halliburton hurt, but I mean, you can't. But
Bro,
they didn't
he
do,
was hurt.
they
He
didn't do
was
nothing about
hurt
that.
before that. Like, I mean, they got to the finals because players got hurt. So, I mean, look, come on now. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
And also, don't forget the
No, I
old
agree.
adage. Don't
No,
forget
it
the
was just
old
a good playoffs. It was just a good
Oh,
Yeah,
playoffs.
those are fantastic playoffs.
is your best ability.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I knew when they
Every-
got past the Cavs, they were a problem.
I mean,
Because
Tracy McGrady
they
didn't win
clowned the
anything.
Cavs.
Tracy McGrady didn't win
Every-
anything because of getting injured, and no one sits
Yes.
there and gives him an imaginary finals MVP because he got injured. No, you don't win shit because you were injured. Tough tits.
Every
Yeah.
team that wins a championship, luck plays some
mean,
part. Obviously, it's a lot of
right.
skill, it's a lot of deserving it, but you got to get
Luck.
a little bit lucky sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless
I
you
mean,
Shaq
Michael
and Kobe.
Jordan's in that in his last finals was pure luck.
Yeah.
Versus Jazz, that was pure luck. Jazz should have won that game. Pure
Yeah.
luck.
Ham.
I mean,
They
skill,
had him.
but-
Yeah, they had him. They had him.
But
Yeah,
but
they had him. What they
but
needed.
for that dude to fall over in the middle of blocking him like that was lucky shit right there.
Ham.
Tough.
There's a cliche that goes around, and I believe it. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
That's pretty
Because
good.
the Jazz could have been big. They could have played the way they played, but if
Yep.
Michael Jordan wasn't Michael Jeffrey Jordan,
That's right.
wouldn't have
The GOAT.
capitalized.
Well, and Rodman was a huge point. It was a huge part of that closeout to where Jordan could get that shot because
Yeah.
he played out of his mind because Pittman didn't feel good either. So it was yeah. The Jazz should have won that game, but it's luck. It happens in every Super Bowl. Well, every sport. Like, I mean, there is a chance that somebody's going to get hurt and stuff like that. So, you know what? The Thunder earned it, and
Yes.
regardless of how some people feel. And listen, I couldn't be more ecstatic. Like, man, listen, the state is still on fire behind this, man. Like, they're the new Oklahoma Sooners, man. This is it. Whole state behind them. So
Mega,
I mean,
you're putting SGA over Durant as an all-time Thunder player.
Hell yeah.
You got it
Thunder
now.
player,
Oh,
yes,
Yep.
not
You
an
got it
individual
now.
player because Durant still has more accolades, right?
But
Shea still has more work to do.
What
But,
do you
yeah.
franchise? You putting him over?
Hell yeah, he won a chip. Durant
Hell yeah.
didn't.
He didn't.
Westbrook didn't. I love Westbrook. I love Durant for what he did before he lied and disrespected and lied to the city. All Durant had to say was like, "This is my last year. I'm out," and people would understand. Like,
Someone
no,
feel
Durant.
salty.
Yeah, Durant, I'm still salty with what Durant said because we were there when he sat there and said, "We're coming back next year to make sure that we get the job done." And he said in an interview just not too long ago saying he was already knowing that he was ready to leave OKC before the season started. Bro,
Damn.
that's cold-blooded, like, man. And then the way that he did it, he made sure that because Al Horford was supposed to come, Oladipo got signed, and we were ready to make that run to make sure that we stop Golden State in the West and get through and get back to deal with who we had to deal with in the West. And Kevin Durant waited until the last minute to where the Thunder couldn't sign anybody to where he could go to Golden State and win. Bro, and we thought that Westbrook was going to be gone, and Westbrook said, "Nah, bro, we gonna run this back." So no,
Westbrook's a
Westbrook is
real
going to be
one,
the
man.
first person that gets the statue.
Yeah.
Him and Collison are going to be the first people to get the statue when the new stadium drops here in 2028. It's wild, and Shea is the best Thunder player because he got the job done for us, man.
Yes.
And then my last point on this is that knowing that Jalen Williams, J-Dub, had a torn ligament in his wrist during the playoff. It happened before the playoffs, and to still do the things that he did, that shit is crazy, bro. Like, I don't know, this team is special.
In the
That's
game 7,
mad.
man, crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
was
But the West is going to be a problem. I'm scared of Denver. I'm not. I know
Rockets.
Houston's-
Denver is
the Rockets-
restructuring. Denver is looking pretty tough. They just got rid of
Denver
a.
looks.
They just got rid of
Listen,
old
the
boy
thing about
to
Denver, they look
the
tough
Nets.
on paper, but they need to be healthy.
Yeah, well, that part is true.
Well,
'cause
now they got
a lot of
Cam
young guys.
Denver's
Johnson.
consistent, man. They always are a problem every year.
And Westbrook is coming back. So going back up there from the reports that I've seen, and Houston is going to be a problem as well. And then I don't think people are not paying attention to what San Antonio is going to look like because Wemby's going to come
The
back.
Mavericks too. The Mavericks are looking good if they stay
I don't
healthy.
think
as
the
well.
I don't think.
Nah,
the
man,
I
they
think
won't
the
get-
Mavericks are
Kyrie
smoke
is
and mirror.
Yeah, Kyrie is. They're going to be a playoff
Kyrie
team.
is out for another year.
Yeah, he's out until towards the middle. I mean, towards the later end of the year, and he's got to get readjusted. And then the team is not. They got to gel again. So the Mavericks.
I'm
is gonna
interested
be a
to see how
problem,
Cooper
but-
Flag does, though.
Yeah,
Same.
that's the thing, right? Because
That's
he's going
gonna be
to
a
probably
problem.
control. Yeah.
He's gonna be
So
a-
People are saying he's going to score more than
Listen,
20.
I
I
think
think he's
the
going to score
Mavericks
like
next year.
18, 17. He's not going to make 20. He's not going to score 20. That's mad.
no, not with
He
Anthony
might.
Davis out
I mean,
there.
Well, he
Nobody
might
knows.
just because he'd be kind of the primary ball handler. I mean, I guess you got D'Angelo while Kyrie's gone, but like,
Oh, no. D'Angelo's on the
Right.
bench. Put him on the bench. Put him on the bench.
well, he'd be starting because Kyrie's out. I mean, who's starting over him?
Wait,
No,
they're not going to
starting
put
over
Cooper
D'Angelo.
Flag.
No.
Are they not going to put Cooper Flag as the point forward or point guard?
They might
I'm saying he'll have the
packages
ball
for
a
him.
lot, but I think they
Yeah.
need a point guard. They need like an
Yeah.
actual point guard on the floor.
LeBron's going to New
Yeah.
York.
All right.
No,
I hope he
not.
goes.
I hope not.
Fuck it.
LeBron is this
Fuck
is his
it.
last
He can go.
year. I
He
think
can
everybody's
go.
tired of LeBron. I think
LeBron's
everybody's
Yes.
tired of
in New
LeBron
York.
right now.
He can go. He can go.
Go
Yeah.
to New York.
I'm
Well, they
about
buying
to.
him
The
out
Mavs is not
because
going
I
to be
know
no
they
top
don't
5
have money to
team.
sign him.
Yo, they don't.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
going to get rid of
and-
Anunoby and
And no, why would you get man? Listen, hold up. Now I know that we're talking about games, but let me make this point. The Knicks, the only reason why the Knicks didn't beat the Pacers is because Tibbs burned those boys out. Like,
Yeah.
bro, he
Nobody
got
did
to.
it.
Yeah,
But
he
he does
burned
it quite
Tibbs.
like Tibbs.
He
Cat
did.
had a knee injury, tore ligament in his fingers as well. So
But they was tired. J-Rock, the real issue was exhaustion, bro. Because
Yeah,
It was.
They burned him out.
everyone's injured in the playoffs. Everyone's injured.
Yeah.
You're
But that's
how we
exhausted
got
and
past the
playing on
Nuggets.
injuries.
Bro.
That's the reason why we got past the Nuggets because the Nuggets
yeah, that's
didn't have
the
a
thing.
bench.
Well, that's the thing
Yeah.
about Tibbs. He doesn't develop. He doesn't develop players. And the season I always said was a good way because listen, in the playoffs is a different story. We saw it throughout how the results. Like the Cavs got knocked out, Boston got knocked out. The Knicks couldn't beat the Cavs. They couldn't beat Boston. They couldn't beat Thunder. But once it's playoff time, it's a whole different story. So as long as you make it into the playoffs, you should be good. As long as you make it healthy. But the season should be to develop players, develop your bench. Tibbs did not do that. And when it
Yeah.
came playoff time, and you're doing JJ Redick stuff. You're playing them 48 straight minutes.
And dude, you can say what you want, but at least Redick with the Lakers only did that for one or two games or one or two spots, one or two quarters. Imagine a coach that will do that for the entire year.
Series. Yeah.
Right,
Entire
and
year,
that's what
entire
Tibbs did,
series,
yeah.
and not getting breaks.
That's crazy.
Yep,
That's insane.
I would not. And maybe there will be Chicago Bulls that fans that will argue with me on that. But I think that was one of the reasons why we didn't
Yes.
get the best of Derrick
Yep.
Rose.
Derrick Rose. Yeah.
And that's the reason why
He
Jimmy
burned him
Butler
out.
said, "I'm getting the hell out of here. You're not burning me like this. Hell, I'm getting out of here."
Yeah.
So
The East is
so
going to be good this year too.
yeah,
Despite the injuries to Tatum and them and
yeah, no,
Halliburton, you got the Pistons are looking
Cavs,
good.
Knicks, Magic, Pistons. Yeah.
Yeah, Magic
y'all
are
better
going to be
watch out for them
tough.
Hawks. Them Hawks
The
is gonna be
Hawks are
Hawks.
looking
tough.
decent now. Yeah.
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 Boomer Sooner, my boy Trey Young gonna get out there and be ice cold on y'all, man. They gonna be serious. They top 3 for sure in the
Trey
East.
better have a good year. He needs one.
Well, they got the squad. That's all Trey needed was Trey has never had a squad
We
this
shall
packed.
see.
Like,
We shall
Trey
see.
gonna be Trey gonna be cold. The
I
Knicks
tell
is
you
gonna
what,
be
out west, they
solid.
better look
I
out for
do
the
not
Pelicans.
trust Trey.
Zion.
Yeah,
I'm with him.
People
Trey
better stop
fan.
sleeping on the Spurs, man. I think the Spurs are gonna be low key in there in that 5th spot. I seen that somebody said Mavericks. No, Mavericks has got when you don't have
sleep on
Kyrie,
Zion or with him.
bro. Well,
Oh, nah. Let everyone
if
sleep on
Zion
Zion.
stay
Everyone,
healthy or out of
everyone
jail,
grab a pillow, right? Grab a pillow, have some jambalaya, and sleep on Zion. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Ryan
That's
sleeping himself, having a nap after that pizza.
yeah,
Fuck.
no. Them
Li-
Hawks are
Listen,
gonna
listen.
be tough in the East.
K Mega,
Yeah.
K Mega. I'm sorry. I'm with Ham on this one. Trey Young is not going to do anything. I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Bro,
And then-
I'm not
he
gonna
almost
say he
took-
won't.
Bro, he
But I'm
balled
not-
out that
I'm not a
last
big
game
fan.
against Miami. He single-handedly had the opportunity to beat Miami to get out there, and I was really hoping that he beat Miami so we could have got the 10th pick, but we still got what we got. So
Shoulda,
I'm happy
coulda,
that we
woulda,
got
brother.
sober.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Matt,
Well,
go
we still
ahead.
got sober, so I'm cool. That's who I was
So-
wanting. I was one sober, or I was one the big kid that the Pelicans picked because we knew we needed a big because we thought that everybody else was going to get big out there. They was going to use the Maverick strategy against us because that was the winning formula to beat the Thunder. But now we just as big as everybody else, and we're even more seasoned. So shit, I'm good.
On the Mavericks, I'm on the Mavericks. I'm not saying this because I'm a Laker fan. I'm not saying this because I'm a Laker fan.
Lakers
But
are
Anthony
fucked.
Davis, aka Street Clothes, on his debut for the Mavericks, got injured.
Yes.
Like the first day he put it on, got on the court, got injured. And you guys want to say
Reminded me when the Jets signed Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Man,
bro, that's right. That's right. That's right.
The
And in the
Mavericks aren't
play-in,
gonna do it.
Anthony Davis was playing like a monster against
He was
Memphis.
he was a demon the whole game, and then he got injured.
And then he got injured, and that was it. And then they blew
Why
him
they
out.
call him
And then I was
Street
like,
Clothes?
thank goodness.
Why they call
Yeah,
him
the
Street
Knicks,
Clothes?
the Knicks got a good bench, man. Yabusele signing was good for them. Is it Jordan Clark? Did they sign?
Yeah,
Jordan
they
Clarkson?
got Clark. Yeah, off the bench. Yeah. Yeah,
They got a good bench now.
the Knicks is going to be the Knicks. I think this is me right here. I think
And
it's
now we have a coach that's
Cavs.
going to use the bench.
I think it's Cavs, Knicks, Hawk, and then I think 4th is going to be Orlando. People are sleeping on that Bane trade. That trade was huge for
Or the
Orlando.
Pistons, man. The Pistons.
And the Pistons going to be 5th because you know why they lost older. Listen, I like Monk. But Monk I think might be too old right now. That Beasley, I think that's his name. The kid that's going to is probably going to be booted out of the league for gambling. Yeah, that was a big loss, and I think
That was a big
also,
loss, man. I think he was second in the league in bench scoring last year.
Yes, he was, and on top of that, I think Schroeder don't get enough credit for how good he is as a backup point guard.
Yeah,
Schroeder's a good point guard. So I think that that's the top 5. I think
the Magic will be above the Pistons.
But I think
What do you guys think about the 76ers though? If they Embiid is healthy.
Just don't be
on that note.
All right.
Let's go
Yo,
back
they
to
do.
video
So
games.
what happened with that? They have
Let's go
a
back to
solid
video
rookie.
games.
They have that solid rookie
the
that
76ers.
If you're talking about the Sixers, now we're way back to video games. Fuck this.
Yeah, the Sixers just don't suck enough to where we can get your pick.
Helldivers
My
looks
Thunder can
pretty
get your
cool.
pick next
Nah,
year.
let's talk about Helldivers.
Yeah, let's go about the Sixers. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's move on.
All right, Helldivers. Thanks, J-Rock, for getting us back on topic.
Yeah, that's it. We're back on track
Thank
now.
you,
Embiid
J-Rock.
isn't making it.
I think you did reverse psychology, J-Dub. Sorry. J Rock. My bad. I think you did that on purpose. Well done. Well done. All right. Let's go.
Oh man.
Helldivers 2 is on Xbox. Uh, Matt,
Yeah.
is
What's
X
up?
is PlayStation full third is sorry is PlayStation now a third party publisher?
I mean, I guess technically, because they publish in the game, it's on Xbox. So, and this
Wrong,
and
wrong,
this,
wrong
I'm
answer.
just saying in this specific case, yes. But like, are they a third party publisher in the way Microsoft is? No, they're not.
Well,
Clearly, we have different definitions for a third
Well,
party
okay.
publisher.
Well, I want to hear
But
what you
for
have to say.
me,
I want to hear what you have to
for
say
me,
because
the answer to that question is very simple.
He really just asked
They've
himself that question. He
always
didn't answer it at
been
all.
a third party publisher. As soon as they put it on PC, it was done. It was cooked. They were a third
yeah,
party publisher. As soon as you put it on PC, it's
oh,
done.
fair enough, fair enough,
The
yeah.
fair
only
enough,
the only company that's not a third party publisher is Nintendo. Because you can't
fair
get
enough.
none of their stuff legally on other platforms.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Uh,
why for me, I didn't understand people freaking out. I don't get it. I don't get it. PlayStation has been third party for years. Why is everyone freaking out?
thi- this is awesome. Like, obviously you got people online who are like kind of in their feelings about it. Whatever, it's kind of the same
Kinda.
thing
There's
every
an
day
understatement.
with these people. But like, I'll dude, I bought it on PC when it came out, and I played a shit ton of that
I'll be
game
right
with
back. I'll
with
be right
Ham. I
back.
played a ton of it with my buddy Mike, like our whole squad, Vinny. Like we we played the shit out of that game. I will happily buy it again to play it on Xbox because it's an awesome game. And if like I know I guess people can do the whole like being upset or celebrating or whatever. I'm just hyped that it's coming to Xbox because I remember there were rumors about it, and like everybody was like, there's no way they'll come to Xbox," and they kind of died down, and we kind of forgot about it. And here it is, coming to Xbox. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped as shit for that.
I mean, I remember us talking. I think on one of the shows we were talking about those rumors, and my
Mhm.
opinion hasn't changed. I mean, it makes sense. Any live
It
service
does.
game, you want to get as many players as you can to make as much money as you can. You put it everywhere. Simple as that. That's why I never had a problem with
Exactly.
something like Grounded going to PlayStation or anything along those lines, right? It makes sense for a live service game to be on as many platforms as possible. You want that player base. So,
Yeah.
this is overdue. They should have done it day one.
Dude, if they'd have done it, Dave. I mean, that game was huge on PC and also PlayStation to a certain extent. But like, imagine that day one on all like PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. That would have that would have done stupid numbers. That would have done
Yeah.
really dumb numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with leaving it is for as long as they have is the hype dies down, right? Now it's just
Hmm.
kind of, well, this old game's coming to Xbox, yay. So it's not going to get anywhere near the sales that it would have if they launched it day one. They would have done way better. We'll
Yep.
see. I mean, maybe it beats my expectations on sales, but
I think
it's
it'll
the
do
same
all right.
story.
I don't think it's gonna go nuts. I think it'll do all right though.
Yeah, Sony will learn
Um,
their lesson
yeah.
eventually that launching day one on PC is important, and for games like this, day one across everything.
I also hope, like, I mean, we're talking about Helldivers. I hope that this gives Xbox some ideas about Halo. Now, especially now that like Helldivers is on Xbox. Like, there's no we've said it before. There's no reason Halo can't have that exact same game. Make it first person, and it's literally the exact same game. Put in elites, put in flood, whatever you want to put in, but the exact same game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason that shouldn't exist.
J Rock, are you upset that
Me
I'm very
upset?
upset.
Are you crazy?
Very upset.
that Helldivers 2 is like I wanna talk to everyone before we go to K Mega because K Mega is too excited about this. He is too excited. Go ahead, J-Rock. Go ahead.
No, I mean, we knew it was coming. I mean, once you start, anybody that's an Xbox fan or whatnot, once you start, testing the waters everywhere, sooner or later it happens, man. It's part of their journey now. They just, like I tell people, they're on different Xbox, PlayStation, different roads, same destination. One may take longer because it got more curves and roundabouts, but you're gonna end up in the same place anyway, man. The writing's on the wall. It's of course some people are gonna be upset about it, like just like the Xbox fans were upset about the third party putting games everywhere. But at the end of the day, what that means is for these companies is that your hardware needs to be the selling point now, not the software. Because if the software is everywhere, then your hardware, you need to do something special with it in order to entice people to remain on it. Or else people are just gonna go where they prefer, and maybe they don't care about that either. I don't know. Listen, if you go on PC and you sign through PSN, they have you sign through PSN, they get their cut. Maybe they don't care. Same as Xbox. I don't know, but ultimately, if you're still gonna be in a hardware game, you're gonna have to make your hardware extra special in order to entice that fan base to remain on it, which is good. It could lead to more innovation instead
Yeah.
of just every company taking parts off the shelves and just everybody's running the same AMD thing and whatever. So it'll be interesting to see the future of the big three. Nintendo's continues is going to continue to do what they do. And they've been successful doing it, so I don't expect them to change anytime soon. PlayStation, Xbox, listen, the suits are in charge. They don't have the same kind of passion as the founders. They're not gonna do those. They're not doing those emotion engines that they had on the PS2, cell processor in the PS3. They're not doing those type of things anymore.
Nope.
So it is what it is at this point, man. You just enjoy your games. Play with your friends. That's it. It's really you can sign petitions and cry, but ain't nothing gonna change, man. Once they start doing this, and you bring up an interesting point, the sales numbers aren't gonna be as good, right? Because it didn't launch day and date. And guess what? One of the suits are gonna say in the next meeting? Well, guys, if we launch day and date on Xbox, we could have seen a significant return on our investments. Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
damn.
and,
Oh,
and then
damn.
it's over, and then it's everywhere. So that's what's gonna happen eventually.
And also for anyone that has any like misgivings about the little money that this game is going to make on Xbox, even if only 10,000. You know what? Let's go extreme. Let's say only 1,000 sales are made on Xbox
Hmm.
for Helldivers 2. Do you guys know what 100% of zero is?
Zero. But you know what's
So
interesting? You know what's interesting is that they, because they talking about they need reinforcements and they're trying to sell it as that, or they need to widen the player base, right? Why didn't they put this on PlayStation Plus and try to reward those people that were on your subscription on your console
that'd be a nice touch.
first, or even
That
port
would
it
have been.
over to be like, listen, we're gonna launch it on PS4 since there's millions of you still on it are refusing to upgrade. But no, they put it on Xbox, which is intriguing. I'm like, okay, what's the plan? Your future plans with this?
No, that is interesting, yeah. Because there's way more people on PS4 than Xbox
Then on
or Series
Xbox, right?
than on Series X, yeah. Must be something to do with the performance or the graphics. Although this game is not like graphic intensive, I don't
Right.
understand why they need only current gen consoles. Ham,
Uh,
go ahead.
Probably CPU related as to why they're not putting it on
Yeah.
previous gen.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
It
about it.
runs pretty rough on Steam Deck in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
oh, okay. So it is a rough game to run on like old hardware or older hardware.
Specifically, what Mental said, the CPU. GPU's fine. It's the CPU that's
Yeah.
really the problem in
CPU.
the game.
Yeah.
CPU is the part that doesn't scale well. Graphics you can always scale, but If there's more intense physics calculations and whatnot, that's all the CPU. So
Yep.
There you have it. Ham, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about this, right? And like I'm partially excited because I get to play it on the platform that I use the most, right? So I'll get all my achievements and stuff like that. That's pretty nice. Um, but I also like it just so it kind of just like reconfirms to all these people out here that think they know what's best for a company when it comes to live service and always online games and stuff like that. Like me and K Mega have said this many times on his channel, and it's just like earlier, or it was either earlier today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday that we were talking about. We brought back up what we were talking about when we were talking about Killer Instinct a while back, and how Ironheart, right?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ironheart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. We were talking about how that studio, although they're traditionally with Xbox and they usually bring on like Xbox characters within Killer Instinct and stuff like that, if they wanted to be able to compete more with the those other games, your Tekkens, your Street Fighters, and stuff like that, like you can't do what Street Fighter tried to do with Street Fighter Five,
No.
and just continuously try to think you're gonna grow on a on just one platform essentially, right? You got to expand yourself out there so you have that longevity. PlayStation's doing that exact thing with Helldivers, and it's their biggest game that they've ever had multiplayer for themselves. Them expanding even further is just further. If you really care about PlayStation, in this day and age, like put the whole 15, 20 years bullshit PS4, PS3, PS2 era behind you. We're not in those days anymore. All these games are figuring their way out to be able to play with PC players and other players and whatnot. They already let it happen with something. So now people want to see it everywhere, right? It was all good when the cat was in the bag, right? But now the cat has seen the world. And they're like, yo, if you want to be popular, you're going to have to meet me. People aren't going to the store for shit like they were before. People are telling Amazon to come to my house, bring me my shit. So essentially, gamers are saying the same thing, just with their specific platform. They're saying, "Hey, I'm not moving. I haven't moved in how many generations? In the next generation, guess where I'm gonna be? Right here, again." Xbox noticed that, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll just come to you." PC's like, "Just it don't matter. Just get Windows, and you're with us, right? Because that's the operating system of the world, seemingly." It's had some blunders. It's definitely had some blunders, but it's still the predominant regular person and business user operating system of the world, seemingly. And then you got PlayStation. Well, does PlayStation want to be like Nintendo, or does PlayStation want to branch out and widen, and get more money in different facets? A lot of people try to compare PlayStation to Nintendo, but it's just not even close to the same thing. It's not even like it's easy. Everybody can see PlayStation is closer to your Xbox or your PC than it is going Nintendo at all. So they're gonna have to play to that favor of people. They can't play to Nintendo's favor of people because they didn't raise they didn't raise or how would you say um, kind of put together that idea throughout the past years and whatnot. They've been busy competing with Microsoft and stuff like this whole time. So now it's like them going back and forth. The whole you can play games over here, the commercial, that wasn't to Nintendo, that was to Microsoft. So now Microsoft kind of has them in a weird position because Microsoft's like, well, we're just going to go everywhere. And people are adopting that because there's already people on Steam and stuff like that. And since PlayStation decided, because if they would have never did this at all, maybe they'd be okay. But they decided to start putting stuff on PC and dabbling into relying on other people to create games for them. When you rely on other people to create games for them, you're not in control like Nintendo is. Nintendo's in control because they create most of their stuff and they tie people down that create stuff for them. PlayStation can't really do that, especially with the growth in PC, in the PC market. Seeing that happens to be what they're kind of fighting against now. Xbox was an entity of itself, but now it's just a PC essentially. So PlayStation has to do something to keep up, and this is one of the things that they're doing to keep up with the times. They got to continue to make money. They can't keep walling off things. And then at the same time, Xbox has the Trojan horse in the middle of their fucking neighborhood. Here's Forza. Here's Call of Duty. Here's this game. They're not making as much money from the interior as they want to. So they gotta go over to somewhere else and say, hey, take our game, please. We need to bleed you back. You're bleeding us. We need to bleed you back. To me, it's really as simple as that, man.
All right.
It's all about the
I mean, PlayStation's crushing at hardware sales, but if you look at the software, it's not even close.
We already know the attach rate on PlayStation for their exclusives just isn't that great typically. It's usually around 5%, plus or minus a bit. Maybe you get 10 to 15 on the really big titles, but that's almost non-existent.
And we had former CEOs come out and complain about that. Like
Yeah, I
Jim
mean,
Ryan,
most people.
he says he's disappointed that their games were just locked into that margin of what 10 to 15 million like tops for their games when they're they want to expand beyond that.
Sure. And I mean, if I look at my PlayStation friends list, when there's a big title like an exclusive that comes to PlayStation, maybe I'll see 2 or 3 people playing it. That's it, out of 50 plus friends on my list. So, they're all playing COD, they're all playing Destiny, and they're all playing Battlefield and stuff like that, or Fortnite. Or whatever. That's what they're playing.
My boy Seawolf pulled back up. He says, what's the attach rate on Xbox? That's right, you don't buy games. That's funny because
literally just bought some games.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. Sony thinks Xbox players buy games, so it doesn't matter what anybody in any chat on YouTube says anymore. This right here, this PlayStation hit Helldivers officially coming to Xbox. I don't want to hear nobody saying Xbox players don't buy games because PlayStation themselves just said, yo, this ain't going into Game Pass. Y'all purchasing this. And there is a ton of people excited about this. Nobody's begging for this. Ain't nobody even mentioned Game Pass. until you just kind of insinuated it right there with the whole "don't buy games" thing right there. Nobody was even thinking about that. So it's just really interesting that you say a random citizen that doesn't work for the company whatsoever says y'all don't buy games, but the company that published it was like, we're putting it over there because we have an inkling that it will be purchased. Crazy.
Show me how Outer Worlds 2 sales are going to go on Sony. It's like, bro, I don't care how it sells on PlayStation. I'm playing that shit.
That's not my problem. I don't work there.
It's like that could sell 2 copies on PlayStation for all I care. I really don't care. I'm gonna be playing it, having a great time.
I mean, and then with the obvious that should be said, by install base numbers, it should be kind of obvious who should buy more, just based off of that, right?
Yep.
So I mean, sure, buy more of it than Xbox fans, but just know that you buying more of it is supporting the next game that hits Xbox,
which will hit PlayStation day one as well. It's everyone wins.
Everybody wins.
In the end, Phil was right. When we all play, everyone wins. It's fine.
Oh, now you're talking about Perfect Dark. That's how you know. That's how you know that you just ain't got nothing to say, because now you're talking about Perfect Dark. All right.
If you think, I'll tell you what, Seawolf. If you think we can talk all the shit on Xbox we want, if you think they're going to close Obsidian, of all studios, you're wrong. You're wrong. And you can clip that. You can clip that.
I don't trust Xbox.
Here's the thing. I don't trust Microsoft to do much. But closing Obsidian is something I trust them not to do.
Good for you.
Like at the end of the day, you could go with the back and forth, but you can talk about sales. You can talk about you got physical, you got software attached, or yada yada. At the end of the day, where did it get you? Games on Xbox. Like, so it's pointless to even argue about it now.
All right. I think everyone's had their say. Oh my god.
Yes, let's go.
Start capping, K-Mega. Tell us how.
Ain't no cap.
Let's go, K.
Ain't no cap. What are we capping for? I mean, hell, the game is on pre-order right now. Helldivers 2 is on pre-order right now. Like, bro, we ready.
Yeah,
like, I mean, listen, we ready for freedom too. I mean, I was already on freedom, but shit, I might double dip. But no, this is another double dip. I might sit here and just keep my Steam version, because I did play it a little bit, and now since it's coming to the box, I'm going to play more of it with my Xbox brethren, and so I might help fund it through my Steam. But then I'm going to go ahead and double dip that Black Myth Wukong, because that's another game that PlayStation tried to keep away from Xbox, and it's there. So okay, but let's just break down the logistics right here, because I mean, you know, Seawolf is over here bringing up this stuff about Xbox Studios closed. I'm gonna make this point. What was the former big name Nintendo executive that passed away not too long ago? What was his name?
I don't know.
He like the most famous, the dude he saved gaming. Like he brought
Miyamoto. Shigeru Miyamoto.
He said something that was one of the most iconic things ever said. And this is why that PlayStation stands always catch L's, because they never take that advice. Yes, canceled games are bad. But what's worse is when you bring out a game and people got to play with it, and then that game lives in infamy forever as a bad game. So yeah, Perfect Dark, none of us got to play it. We saw a trailer, it's gone. But there was plenty of goddamn people that played Concord. And and it was so bad. It was so bad that they shut the studio down even after people did it in a month.
Sorry, quick correction. It was Satoru Iwata. Shigeru Miyamoto Satoru Iwata is the one who died.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it was you know, that's why, you know me, I'm bad with names. So, but I
Me
knew it
too.
was
I'm
because
also
one of the
terrible.
people. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
also
So
terrible.
I don't
I'm
even
gonna let
remember
you.
the
I'm
name you
gonna
just
let you cook
said.
with that. Yeah, well, they all blended to me the same, but I just
Big,
know what he
hey, big,
said.
All right, go ahead, Kevin.
big IPs always get canceled. It doesn't matter, man. Look at
Right?
Last of Us Online. Is that not big?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty big.
You're right. You're right. We got
Okay, it doesn't
Redfall.
matter about that.
We got Redfall. You're right. We have to hold the L for that for Xbox gamers. Phil acknowledged that, and you know what? Phil said what Phil said after that. Phil almost cussed on that interview with Paris and them, and sit there and said it will never. That shit will never happen. He said that, and I won't just say it back. That shit will not happen again. And maybe he went out there and he looked at how much money was being poured into Perfect Dark and the initiative, and he was like, man, shut that shit down, like the ATF. Get it out of here. Ain't no time. Matt Booty, what the hell is this? Looked at Everwild. Hey, he's probably repeating what people told him, and then they go and they talk about the stuff, and then Amy Hood is like, look, where's my money? Amy Hood is saying, where's my money? Y'all asked me to sit there and get this Activision, and we want our money. The board want their money. It feels like, all right,
financial officer. Said,
she's financial officer.
change.
Amy Hood is like, where my change? Where is this game? And Phil is like, hold up, I got you. Where's Everwild? I was just talking about it. Well, we did tell you that. No, shit, cut that shit, shut that shit down like the ATF. What Sony is telling you is that, listen, it's funny how a lot of PlayStation gamers do, or content creators or listeners do forget that big titles that were supposed to be there, like the Spider-Man MMO, the Last of Us online game, Twisted Metal, all these other games. Marathon gets pushed back and delayed. Hell, that looks like that's in turmoil.
Yeah, that's
What is
way
that?
worse.
What are we
That's
doing?
way worse than
So-
Perfect
It's hard
Dark,
broiled.
because that has copyright.
Thank you.
Written
And
all
I mean, listen, bro, y'all over here talking about what's happening over here, and on top of that, talking about buying games, while your ass just got your, you know what I'm saying? I remember like J-Dub and all the rest of them over here counting down when was the last Xbox first party IP dropping. Yeah, I mean, I don't keep score or tabs on how long it's been since PlayStation had a first party IP, and then y'all get it, and the shit is still selling under 700,000 copies. You need to be worrying what's happening on your own backyard, son. Don't be coming out here talking about what Xbox's attach rate is. Don't do that. Go out there and support that shit. What you need to do instead of, and we appreciate you being here. We love that. Bring more PlayStation people out here to get educated. But the one thing that you need to do is you need to get your PlayStation brethren out there and say, man, go support these first party IPs, because this is what's the reality that's going to hit y'all.
After
right
he
in
supports
the
the channel, K-Maker. After he
Yeah.
supports the channel.
Yeah. After you support the channel, hit
Like
that
and
subscribe
subscribe.
button, hit that like button. Hell, go ahead, be a member, man. Go do this. Get your education today, brother. We love it. We love it. But the one thing I'm gonna say to you is this: when that Gears of War Reloaded comes on PlayStation, that shit gonna rake. But you know what ain't gonna rake? Is that Lost Soul Aside that's gonna be coming on PlayStation at the same time. But you know what I also think that's gonna rake on Xbox is gonna be that Helldivers 2. Because you know why it's gonna rake, and I think it's gonna do well on Xbox, is because Xbox gamers get Gears Reloaded for free. It's a free upgrade, while PlayStation gonna charge you money for an upgrade. Xbox is saying we're gonna play smart. We're gonna play this at a different level. We're gonna give PlayStation and give them some banter to talk and do all this, and we got your exclusives and blah 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 like that. While they're getting a premier title that has been known and synonymous for years, that PlayStation gamers they talk shit about, but they know that they want it. They can't wait to get their little grubby little fat ass fingers on it. So you get it. And so when they get their hands on it and they understand what that Xbox greatness is, the reality of it is this. Oh man, Lost Soul Aside is tough, man. I've been looking at it, but man, I've been knowing that Gears has been a franchise for a long time, and man, this online capability on top of the story aspect of it, man, PlayStation can't do it like Xbox do it. I can't say that in public, but they know it. Also, Aside is going to be on the side. while Xbox gamers have the benefit of playing Gears Reloaded for a free enhancement, or if they didn't have the Ultimate Edition, they can still buy it for I don't know how much, $20 maybe now, or just have the glory of getting it on Game Pass. And then they have that extra income to go ahead and say, man, I want to buy that Madden, or I want to buy that NBA 2K. And then, you know what? Oh, this Helldivers 2 is only $40, $50.
Blind guy.
Shit, I'm buying this. We can sit there because we love online player games. Y'all are isolated little bastards. Y'all like to sit there and talk.
Yo.
Y'all are isolated. Look, I ain't seen
No need to call us bastards.
Y'all are in Texas, and we know that you a PlayStation dude, and not one time you hit me up for an online game, Lo. You in Texas, Texas, Oklahoma, brother, and I'm trying to sit there and I'm ready to hit me up for an online game.
We can stop with Texas shit.
No, but for real.
He doesn't hit you up because that'll give away the time zone isn't as different as he pretends, right?
That's what I'm saying, right? Like he's thinking it's fine. He gonna say it's 5 a.m. and I can't hear
What was that accent?
5:16 Central Time, motherfucker. We playing. Hit me up, bro. I'm a night owl. I'm retired. We can game. I need my brother Loke to hit me up. But what I'm trying to say to you, fam.
Yeah, get back to the PlayStation shit. Come on.
I am. My only point on that, because I had to do this. You knew I didn't listen. But this is the reality of it. And even there are PlayStation gamer content creators out there conceding about the major L. And I did not know this until I seen this come from a prominent PlayStation content creator, is that Nexus has Xbox, and I went to go confirm it myself. Nexus has Xbox dev kits. Brother, this is just the beginning. It's the same slow trickle that Xbox did with, and I think somebody said that here, with the PC. And also, this was out there from the president of Sony that said, listen, you know what? We like this extra money that we getting. We like this extra money that we getting over here from PC.
K-Mega, once it starts, it does not stop. We know that.
It doesn't stop. And this is something that I said before. I know that there's so many other people that's been out here, great content creators that's been out here way after me, you know, and people that's been out there like J-Rock and Loke and Ham and everybody else, you know what I'm saying, the Iron Lords, so many, all the rest of them. What I'm saying, I've been said this since 2016. When I said this on multiplayer, and I said this on BGST when I was on there, I said, Sony ain't a fool. Sony is not going to allow the competition to make this extra money, and they're going to leave money on the table. They will start putting their games on PC. I got called everything that there was. And then now I'm saying this going forward. I said it in 2018. I said it in 2020. I said it last year. Hell, I said it earlier today. I said it yesterday with Ham on. I said this. PlayStation is going to put these games on day and date on PC, and Xbox is going to get some of these games. What's it going to hurt? If Nexus got Xbox dev kits, what do you think is the next game that's going to be there? I think Returnal could be a good game to come over to Xbox. I think we're looking at, what's it going to hurt to put Days Gone?
About that.
Yeah, well, what about Days Gone?
Okay, let me ask you this. What do you think a port studio is going to do once they're done porting games to a PC? You're going to shut them down, or you're going to give them another platform to port to?
Exactly. You're going to give them another port to port to. It's just no different than what Xbox has done. It's just the thing that Xbox is the first ones to take the so supposedly L of being third party, when PlayStation has followed suit behind Xbox every single step of the way, even going back from taking away those old broken down goddamn memory cards that we used to love on PlayStation 1 and 2 to finally putting a hard drive into their to their PlayStations. It is no different from achievements to calling it trophies to getting serious about being having online capabilities. All that PlayStation was at once the innovator. It is now the follower. It always has been for the last 15 plus years. I would say almost 20. Xbox has been setting the tone. The only company, and everybody says this on this panel, Nintendo still stays to the true traditional way of how gaming is. They're the only ones that can sustain it. Xbox damn sure can't. PlayStation now shows you that they can. And this is my last point, Lo, before I get out of here, of why this is going to get worse for brothers like Seawolf, Swim. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being here. Like I said, go subscribe. Is that the reality of gaming and where it is going? It's beyond some of us that think traditional gaming is going to be it's over. That ship is sailed. I don't know what the hell the PlayStation 6 is going to be. Hell, I had a person that is diehard Xbox fan on my channel on the podcast sit there and say, if AI is going to be a part of what Xbox is doing, then I'm just going to go back to the, well, good luck, Viper. It's over. AI is the future. These companies is caring about money. The gaming public has made their decisions on what kind of games that they trust. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of Beavis and Butthead being on Call of Duty, but the gamers have said, make it so. Because they're buying it. These kids is loving Roblox.
$30 a pop, bro. $30 a pop.
30 bones, and they buying that shit up. Like, you turn on COD, you see them little bastards running around. And I'm like, this is funny. But you know what? It is what it is. The
bro,
game
it's
public
$30
has
for
made
a
it.
character you only see on the in the lobby.
Right. And the one thing I can't accept is that some of these characters do get transferred over to the next COD. That usually not used to be the way it is. Gamers have been much more selective on what they want and how they want it, and the industry is knowing this. And if you think that PlayStation is going to go ahead and try to bring you another Bloodborne, knowing that what the budget is going to be, and take a risk. Nah, bruh, it ain't happening. Everybody is pulling back and taking it in, and the era of exclusivity for what we once knew it is over. Xbox is now finally dictating the market, and PlayStation sees the money, and they're going to follow suit. They're just going to be a little bit slower, but once it happens, it's over. They're not turning the clock back, and you're going to find out that they're going to do this, that, and the third. Hell, it's a full slate, brother. It's coming. I can't wait till Spider-Man drops on motherfucking Xbox.
I'm about it. Disney made them do it, K-Mega. Disney made them do it.
I think so because you heard the rumors about Disney, about Sony thinking about selling Spider-Man back to Disney and them going after DC, because if you remember that when Warner Brothers was up for sale and Xbox wanted them, Warner Brothers said, if you want Warner Brothers, you got to buy the DC licenses as well. And what would be smart for Sony to do to say, Marvel, here you go. While Spider-Man is hotter as it ever been, here, give me the bag, and then I can go buy DC, and we can do what the hell we want to do with DC. It's rumor, but I mean, it seems like it all makes sense. That's my point.
All right.
He said, Ron, thanks for funding my next exclusive. We've been saying that for a minute. Like, I feel like some of our rhetoric is just delayed for a little bit for them to then use against us later.
Oh yeah.
It's nuts. He's saying thanks for funding the next. I mean, okay. That's wild.
That's wild.
That's what I'm saying, Ham. We've been there, done that. We heard it all because it came from us.
Yep. Facts.
We started that shit, you say?
Yeah, we started it, bro. We started. Hey, we started the damage control, but I tell you from firsthand account, it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, how many tears you shed, it's gonna happen.
Let's go.
Do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see?
You guys want to see a dead body? That's a PlayStation.
So look, you didn't say look. Oh, Loca's loving it. How you doing?
I'm done. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So to J Rock's point about uh, the coping and the seething and all of this stuff, there's a little exchange happening on Twitter that I just saw right now.
Are you gonna put it up so
Twitter's
we can see it?
Twitter's going crazy. Yeah. What
Yeah,
happened?
I thought it would be interesting for us to look at.
Faces are melting.
No, no one's face is melting. People are just, kind of. I think people are just struggling with,
It's
the.
only going to get worse than when the next Xbox launches and it runs Steam and everything. Then all the games are there anyway. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I think that'll be worse. That'll be worse. But okay, so here it is. Here it is. So a mutual of mine, David Faulkner, said, for anyone who is broadly and boldly claiming that Helldivers 2 going to Xbox is devaluing the PlayStation brand, feel free to unfollow me and go fuck yourself with a rusty fish hook.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Oh
Oh
man.
shit!
it's tough.
You clearly have no concept of brand value. Okay. Nicola says, I'm not unfollowing or going anywhere, but if one thing is true for Xbox, then it's also true for PlayStation. And games going elsewhere do devalue the platform. This here, for anyone that's a long time listener or watcher of TSWS, knows that this is one of my favorite sayings. Not exactly the way he said it. What I say is that if anything goes forward in terms of, a philosophy or a thought, right, or a conclusion, if it goes forward, it must go backwards. For example, 2 plus 1 is 3, then 1 plus 2 should also give you 3. So, following that example, if Xbox games going to PlayStation devalues the Xbox brand, we should come to the same conclusion when PlayStation does the same thing. And I completely agree with that. And then the response is how? Using what valuation method affecting what specific part of the overall value? Nicola responds saying the same one that makes Switch sell 155 million units. Knowledge of masterpieces being available only in one place gives a platform more
Ah,
value than
that
any other cool feature it comes with. Go ahead, Matt.
that's already wrong because it was on PC.
Well,
Or
hold on.
is he saying because if that's really his point, then he should have been saying this what last year, 20 like February of last year, whenever it launched on PC. Why is he saying it now?
Well, also,
Yes, a lot of people
a
pretend
little pushback
he
against
doesn't care.
Nikolai is this. You gotta be a little. The conversation of why hardware sells is a bit more nuanced than just saying is because it has exclusives. Because the Wii U had exclusive, and so did the GameCube, and so did the N64, so on and so forth. And those things weren't gangbusters. They didn't sell gangbusters, right? So it has to be
Halo was one of the
value,
biggest FPS
value is
exclusives of all
subjective.
time.
It always comes down to the consumer, and if the hardware is intriguing enough, then people will still pick it up regardless of exclusives or not. So that's why I went back and saying, well, the issue now for Microsoft and PlayStation will be making the hardware intriguing enough to keep that fan base there and the consumers there. That's what they're gonna have to do. And the Switch, that hybrid, like that's what Nintendo did. They killed off their handheld. They made their next console a hybrid. You could dock it, you could take it on the go, and that's a major selling point than just, oh, we got exclusives. And I think it sold more because of that than just plain exclusives.
Well, you're
Also,
right. Like value is all about perception. You can have like if people don't perceive something as having value, it won't have value, right? It's almost manufactured in some respect. And if Microsoft can successfully give people the perception of value with Xbox, the value of Xbox will go up. It's just how people's minds work. You can say Sony has this amazing value because of their exclusives. What exclusives have they really launched in years? Not much,
Also,
right?
Man, not
So,
much. Nope.
but there is a perception of this massive value of PlayStation because of exclusives.
There have been a bit. There have been a few exclusives that when you guys say not much, you're talking about first party exclusives, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
also to kind of shout out to Cozy, but like the only console that's selling games based on its exclusives is Nintendo.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like
You're
that
right. That's it.
that's the only console moving you, and it's based on the games they create. Like
Yep.
PlayStation has a fan base of people who will play the games they create and they love them. I love them, but that's not most people are playing because it is the casual console. Most
Yeah, it
people
is.
playing PlayStation are like, I want to play Call of Duty, I want to play 2K, I want to play GTA,
Yep.
I want to play FIFA. Like that's what you're playing on a play. Most people are playing that on a PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's just most people aren't playing God of War. Most people certainly aren't playing Returnal. They aren't playing. I guess the big one you could probably make a case for is Spider-Man because it's fucking Spider-Man. But like outside of that, no one's really buying the PlayStation for that. It's just an added perk for a group of people.
And let's keep it real. Like the PlayStation community got the Square Enix CEO fired. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Like, I mean, there's too many
What?
people that sits there.
What? Run that back. What?
Okay. Well, like, I mean, I run it back. The PlayStation community. I'll say it slow to you, brother. The PlayStation community got the CEO of Square Enix fired because they made a deal with PlayStation to keep the Final Fantasy franchises exclusive only on PlayStation and not even kicking those games on PC until later. And they betted on PlayStation, the PlayStation fan base.
No. It is not
on the PlayStation
It is
fan
not
base
on the
to
customer.
sell that.
No.
Say
It is
again?
not on the customer to make you successful. Leave the PlayStation community out of this. It is not on the customer to make you successful. It is on the
Okay.
company to sell a product and be successful and make a good product.
Problem with that is it is on the customer in that case because Square Enix put it on the customer
Yes,
by making
they
it
put it on the
by
customer.
making it
Bro, they
available
done
to one
fucked
set
up.
of customers.
They done fucked up.
Exactly.
what
That's
they
what
did.
I'm saying that their fuck up puts it on the customer.
No.
Yes.
No. They fucked
Yes.
up, and that it ends right there. It ends
No.
right there. They made a bad decision.
No, it doesn't.
Dealing
It
with the
doesn't.
consequences of a bad
That's
decision.
inaccurate.
Dude,
That is inaccurate.
dude,
That is inaccurate.
it's
And I'm
like
gonna tell you why, Lo. No, hold on.
Matt, it's like you beat someone in the street. It's like you beat someone in the street. The cop in some way it's also his fault that you fucked up. That's not how things work.
No.
Listen to what I'm saying.
No.
Listen to your point. Sony sit there and listen. When Sony made the deal, and I'm seeing Seaweed over here talk about Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox. That game that's 2-3 years later. No PlayStation, Xbox and actually I think it sold better than what the first projections were, and that's even giving grace to a game that Xbox gamers had to wait for because Sony went and went to Square Enix and said, "Listen, bet on us and our gaming community to give you the money that you need because we are the market leader." That's exactly what they did. And the gaming community sit there and failed them. And the gaming community and the fact that they betted on Sony's strategy failed them, and that CEO got fired. The case is in the pudding, brother, because that CEO is gone. And you know what else is
You're trying to put it in the pudding.
You know what
You're trying to put it in the pudding
is that there's a new CEO
It's
that
on
sit
the
there
floor,
and came in,
though.
and now those Final Fantasy games are
It's
coming
on the
to
floor.
Xbox.
You're trying to put it in the pudding, but it's on the floor right now.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying it's right there.
I
in our
kind of
face.
agree with Kay though. I
People
mean,
make decisions.
it's
People make
new that it
decisions.
just came over.
You go to
So
school
kinda
and you
interesting.
fail. If you go to school and you fail, it's not the school's fault. It's not the teacher's fault. You done fucked up. All right, as a company, if you
Yes.
make Dr.
Oh,
Pepper, and nobody buys your Dr. Pepper, motherfucker, it's on Dr. Pepper. Shit, I even got my text in. I came
I'll
down. Even got
disagree
my
with the
text,
school
I came down.
analogy because you
Yeah,
can
that school and
have
that's was crazy. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
that's you can have teachers slash professors slash whatever you want to call them that couldn't teach their way out of a wet paper bag. They're just
And
terrible.
I've had
you
some shit
conveniently
teachers.
ignored. That's why you conveniently ignored when I pivoted back to product versus customer mentor.
So okay,
But
so
they're
you
I
said
not.
so
They're
didn't
you
I didn't
also.
ignore that. I don't disagree with you there. I
right.
didn't
I don't
ignore
ignore
that.
that either. But the point of the matter is that regardless of what you think about Final Fantasy VII remake or
It's a
the
very
second
good
one.
game.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
very
It
good
is a
game.
good game. See, and there you go. So you just contradicted yourself because what you just tried to say when you brought the analogy about the
What?
teacher, you said that no.
What?
You said the teacher, which is the developer, didn't do a
Yeah.
good enough job.
Yeah.
And they did do a good enough job. It's the
For
fan
me.
base.
For
brother,
me.
brother,
For
no.
me.
I got you. But the
I play
problem is
football
that
manager. I'm
Sony said,
comfortable or liking something that like 0.5% of the population likes. Just because I like it doesn't mean it's a masterpiece.
I like it too. I bought it. I bought it twice. I bought it
You
on
bought football manager
PlayStation
twice?
first, and then I bought it on PC. My point is what I'm trying to say to you is that Sony came in there, bumping their gums, talking about we're the market leader. You can trust it to our fan base, and the fan base said, nah. And that's the
So,
thing that I'm trying to say is that yes, the fan
Well,
again,
base,
K,
yes.
how do you think?
K-Mega,
How do you think they feel now when
K-Mega,
they see
K-Mega,
PlayStation not
again,
even trusting their fan base
you
and going to
cannot put
Xbox?
sorry, J Rock. Sorry, J Rock.
Okay,
K
all right.
Mega, it's
Yeah.
in what you just said.
Mhm.
Sony went there and said, trust us and our fan base. Sony's out here making checks in someone else's name. Right? Where does that make sense for you to then say these guys are also to blame? No, dude. This is a
No.
deal between
You know
Sony
why it made
and Square
sense?
Enix. The
No, you know
community
why?
at no point. Okay, go ahead. Why does it make
Okay,
sense?
no. You know why it made sense to Square
Yeah.
Enix? It's because it all worked for them in the PlayStation 4 generation.
Dude, I don't
Every
give a
bit of
fuck
what's
about
no,
Square
listen to what I'm
Enix.
saying, brother. Listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. PlayStation sit there and did a lot of deals like that to keep games off of Xbox during the PlayStation 4 generation, and games like Persona, games just countless games. Hell, they kept Street Fighter off of Xbox, and they all sit there and betted on Sony because Sony sit there and was kicking ass, and gamers at that time were buying
Metal Gear
games.
as well. Metal Gear as well.
They were buying they were buying games. They were the PlayStation community during the PlayStation 4 generation was buying games at a higher clip, way more higher clip than what they're buying games today. And I think one of the real reasons of it is because these corporations got greedy and raised the price up $10. A lot of the PlayStation community would say, "Well, this only $10. Why are you trying to be cheap?" Well, that money goes a long way when bills and shit gets higher. And so again, when you got
I think the
corporations
free to
being
play games killed it.
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
agree. Free to play
That's a
killed everything, man.
right, and that's another factor as well. There's multiple factors, but the
Yeah,
thing
yep.
of it is that when
None of them
it
is
is
the PlayStation community,
diabolical,
K
brother.
Mega.
No.
None
Last
of
point.
them is the PlayStation community.
It is on the PlayStation community because it's
It's
diabolical.
not.
This is what the PlayStation community tells us. Hold on. Final Fantasy
Dude,
15
these
is
fanboys are not
still
the
the
PlayStation community.
highest. No, listen. Final Fantasy 15 is still the highest selling Final Fantasy game to date. To date. Over every last one of those PlayStation Final Fantasy exclusives, from
And
Forspoken to Final Fantasy 6. The point of it was is that PlayStation gamers kept on bragging about, hey, it ain't selling on Final Fantasy 15.
God
Look at
damn
how
it,
those
man.
numbers look.
God, stop it. Dude, these fanboys do not represent the PlayStation fan base. Stop
The
it.
fan
K
base,
Mega,
but
K
the
Mega,
fan
K
base has
Mega.
just
I
showed you
need you
that
to stop.
listen,
I need
Final
you to
Fantasy
stop
is
with
not the
this, K Mega.
same.
K Mega,
It
we
got a
saw the
person
Activision.
fired.
During the Activision lawsuit case, whatever, it came out that in the top 10 most bought games on PlayStation for like a 5-year period, in the top 10, not one first party single player game, right? All of it was fucking Madden, FIFA, and all this other bullshit, right? So the people that you are talking about right now, talking about these exclusives and whatever, there weren't no exclusives in this top 10. So
I like the way you said bullshit
the
there, Luke.
people
That's
you're
very
talking
aggressive.
about, the people that
Bullshit.
you're talking about, K Mega, they don't even represent the majority of the people playing on Xbox or on
Bingo.
PlayStation.
Yep. Yep.
They don't represent these people. That's why I'm saying when you're talking about the community didn't show up, say it correct. The
They
PlayStation
didn't.
fanboys didn't show up because the PlayStation community, they made no contract with Square Enix. They promised nothing to Square Enix. The numbers that we saw in Activision, PlayStation had access to them, and I bet you Square Enix also had access to those numbers for years. So if they came to the wrong conclusion that PlayStation's the place for you to just put your single player game and don't put it anywhere else, that's on them. It's not on us, bro. The PlayStation community, excluding the fanboys, don't give a fuck about none of this exclusive stuff. And it's the numbers that show it. The numbers show that the 90% of PlayStation community just want to play FIFA. They just want to play COD on the same
Right.
controller with the same UI that we've been using for years. So stop saying that we got this motherfucker fired at Square Enix. He got his own ass fired by not knowing how to analyze the customers that were in front of him.
Now hold on. Did y'all? I hope. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear
Hold
that?
up real quick.
Did you hear Loke? He said we. He acknowledged that he's a PlayStation dude. We
God
got
damn it.
you.
Okay, but like, hold on real quick.
Pokey pony.
So
That's
essentially,
what
like,
you do for the kid.
look.
Yes.
My man.
Hot and
So
flirty.
it, so of course it's mostly on Square Enix, right? For making, for saying, yo, we're fine with you guys doing this.
Hell yes.
But it was. I definitely think PlayStation overcasted probably a bit. Like maybe led them to believe something was going to sell a little bit better than it actually did, especially within the transition period of PS4 to PS5. PS5 now clearly not being near as of an exclusive box compared to the PS4, in my personal opinion. I mean, we're seeing it right now with Helldivers and stuff like that.
Yep.
But it's just like, yeah, I put Square Enix to blame, but it's definitely like, I kind of see what K Mega's saying too, because that type of influence of thought process of thinking that we're too good to need anybody else leaked into Square Enix and got him canned. You bought into the idea of thinking that they're good enough and we don't need B and C at all. So I see what K Mega is saying. He's just saying that influence got in there and it bled Square Enix. It did. I mean, I mean, what happened as soon as he got fired? They didn't make a Twitter post. They took the fucking stage and said, "Phil Spencer, get your ass out here."
Facts.
So obviously, if they did that, you don't go to that length of showing off somebody that you previously supported without it seeming like a sorry. That Square Enix saying, "Hey, we're going to release more games on Xbox," was an apology to the Xbox community. That's what it looked like. They said, "Phil, get out here and approve this. Just double down on it." So these people, these folks know that they can help support us by purchasing games on their favorite platform, because sticking over here got people fired. It did. I mean, I mean, if I look at it, and one business gets sold or something like that to another business, they're looking at the people within the business that like why y'all selling? Oh, y'all having trouble? Who was having trouble? Let's get rid of them. What business doesn't do that?
I agree with everything you just said. The only thing I disagree with is to say that the PlayStation community is responsible for the failure of Square Enix.
Okay, so all right, well, let me back up and just say the PlayStation staff sit there and bet on their PlayStation
Yes,
community. Okay, and the PlayStation community said other things. Okay, so
yes,
I'll reverse that back. But the point
Yeah,
thing
that
is
was my
this: that
point.
okay,
yeah.
but
When
the one thing
we
also
were
is that
not in
like
the meetings, we didn't sign no documents, we
yeah,
didn't
that
do
no no no
nothing.
no no
We
no. But
was
when I
just
say
chilling
that they
playing our
failed
PS5s.
them, but when I say that they failed them, so I'll revert back. That's fine. But what I mean by that is not trying to talk bad about the PlayStation community. What I'm saying is that PlayStation had a lot of faith in the PlayStation community because of what happened the generation before, because they were selling games at a high clip back then. And
Yeah,
and they're not doing nothing like that this gen. And what's really crazy is that PlayStation's first party has been absolutely ass juice. It's been trash. And so third party you would think would reign supreme. And then when a PlayStation first party do drop, second, third, whatever, it would be cooking, and it's not. And so there is a disconnect there for sure. And this is why PlayStation is making this pivot, because they see the writing on the wall. Gamers are just not as attracted to these games as they used to. There's only a few: God of War, Spider-Man, Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? If you think that you're going to try to get this same type of, like, I mean, I thought, I didn't even have no idea, any inkling. I thought the way that the PlayStation community talked about Bloodborne, I thought that game cooked. It didn't even sell over 2-3 million copies. No wonder
still,
that, no, but no, no, no,
still
no,
till
no, no,
today,
no.
till
No,
today.
yeah, I know. But
That
what
is
I'm
true.
saying to you is that it got to a point to where even the From Software sit there and did the damn, gave the middle finger to the PlayStation community, in a sense, about saying, man, we trust Nintendo more than we trust you. And that's neither here nor there, because not everybody is into a Souls game or anything of that nature. But what I did, just when you Final Fantasy, the last one that was on everything that dropped day one, Final Fantasy 15 hit over 5 million copies sold in a day. PlayStation, under the PlayStation exclusivity, it hasn't came close to that number for any of those Final Fantasies. And that, to me, is the reason why the CEO got caught, because PlayStation did brag upon their fan base. And so I'll revert back and say, okay, I'm not blaming the fan base, but I'm gonna blame Sony for sitting there trying to talk up to things. And I think the gaming community, I think the gaming, not community, but the devs and studios and publishers and things of that nature are all looking at this as like, yeah, nah, man, we got to make as much money as possible. We got to start putting these games on everything.
Shout out to Infinite Umber right here. He says, my point is PlayStation gamers don't support those games in crazy numbers at all, which is why those publishers are putting the games everywhere. And,
Yep.
it was literally the same thing for Xbox as well.
Yep.
I mean, that's why Xbox started doing it first. And then PlayStation's like, well, Xbox is getting money from our own platform. Let's try to get some money from their platform. Yeah, to me, it's as simple as that, right? Like, oh man, you're making money in my store. Let me figure out how to make some money in your store.
Yeah, and also shout out to Ambra one more time, one more again, because it says, why do PS fans get a pass on not buying and supporting games on their platform enough, while Xbox guys are demonized and talked down to about not supporting games on their platform enough?
Absolutely.
I would say,
Absolutely.
it's because there's more PS fanboys versus Xbox fanboys. Because before you even start anything, PlayStation has more people buying their consoles, so you obviously have more people talking about the stuff that's on PlayStation versus Xbox. And then when the narratives come out, what happens is we live in the digital age, but ironically, no one's actually paying attention to all the data that's in front of them, right? I keep reverting back to the story from the Activision lawsuit because it's right there in everyone's face, clear as day. You can keep putting that list in front of every fanboy, and they won't have a response for it. But no one does it, and I find it very weird. They don't buy exclusives. People on PlayStation don't buy exclusives. They buy FIFA, COD, Madden, and a lot of third parties like Tekken and Street Fighter and stuff like that, right?
Don't forget
So,
what Dorian is saying in the chat as well, because Dorian is making points as well.
all right. So when you say why do they get a pass, it's because of what K Mega was just conflating just now. K Mega was saying that the PlayStation community let down Square Enix. No, it's that 10% that is humongous, obviously. That 10% of fanboys make a ton of noise, but then when it's time to go, they don't go very far.
Hmm.
From that 10%, 1% actually go and buy all that other shit. The other 9%
That's
is,
true.
is talking shit.
True.
It's just talking shit. And the
That's
numbers
true.
prove that. So it's not that they get a pass, Ambra. It's just that there's more of them. So when the Xbox guys try to pay back what the PS guys said previously, there's less of them. So we don't hear them,
Yeah, and
at
there's
least in
more of them on every level of the industry. So
yes.
those that control the narratives, i.e., these websites, like you dig deep enough, and they're pro PlayStation. So of course,
Yeah. Dude, even oh fuck, you know what? I can't say this. I can't. I was
Hey
about to.
again. Hey again.
I was about to
Hey again.
expose a
Go and
couple
say
of
it.
colleagues
Go and say
Don't
it.
tell
at
us.
like review sites and stuff. Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
You don't
Dorian
want to
Gray
say
said
IGN?
Jim Ryan said it himself. You are not enough,
Gonna
guys.
pretend I didn't say that.
Even
Okay.
if, and this is going to be a hot take for a lot of you guys, maybe. Even if 50% of the PlayStation fans were buying the first party exclusives, do you know what would still be happening? The games would still be going to PC. The games would still be going to Xbox.
sure,
Why? Because corporations
it's never enough.
exist.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
never enough.
They exist to make one more dollar than they made yesterday. So if they make a million today, tomorrow they need to make a million and one. And the day after, a million and two. They need to do it because they can't keep making a million every single quarter. It's not enough. They
Gotta
can
show
make a
growth.
billion every quarter. That's not what they're supposed to do. According to the shareholders, they're supposed to make a
Right.
billion in one, and then a
Shareholders
billion.
and investors, they're not gonna invest in a company that
And
isn't growing.
And on PlayStation, we aren't having enough kids at a fast rate enough for them to not only pop out of our women, but also grow the fuck up in a week and also get a job and also buy a PlayStation and also be buying games. There's not enough of us. The time isn't, it's not that fast. So they need more people now. They're like hell divers. They need reinforcements right now, reinforcements for their pocketbook, obviously. So that's the crazy thing. Thanks for that comment, Dorian Gray. Oh, oh. All right. Hey, Mega,
Jeez.
you got me like reeling,
Like,
bro.
yeah, they
I
got.
Reeling.
love it.
At the end of the
Fucking
day, these corporations have two options, right? It's
count.
like
Yeah.
they got
Sorry.
two
Yeah.
options: either increase the price on the same small population of gamers that they have, or put their games everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
And in Microsoft's case, they're doing both, and now Sony. So again, it goes back to greed. It's never enough. They're gonna put their games everywhere, and they're gonna increase the prices as well. Like these, it's like, oh man, it's crazy.
And that's the part that's gonna collapse the gaming market.
Yep.
Because once you get gamers to sit there and say the hell with it, I'm not listen, I'll buy this next GTA And I'll still buy my Call of Duties, and I'll still buy my Maddens and 2Ks and FCs and so forth. These and these that and the games that the live service games, things like that. But that's what's going to be the problem of where these industries is just going to keep on trying to find that quick, fast buck. And traditional gamers like us who plays on everything or love single player experiences, things like that, they're going to follow what they're going to fall to. It's going to fall to the wayside. So the gaming industry better start waking up and start understanding what gamers all across the board want instead of just looking for $1.
So, breaking news, gents. This
Breaking
is wild.
news.
This is wild.
Oh, I
Forza,
saw this earlier.
yeah, Forza Motorsport is
Oh,
essentially done.
bro, shout out to Uso Veni because he was in our chat on Wednesday saying he thinks, and this was before any of this was reported, he just had an inkling that Turn 10 might be a support studio now. And if what this developer is saying pans out to be true, well then they're a support studio for Playground now. For Forza Tech and for Forza Horizon. They're just a support studio. If this is all true, which I mean, it's a former developer, so
Yeah, and it's being mass reported by places like The Verge and
yeah.
Insider Gaming. I haven't seen anything on IGN yet, but it looks legit. It looks legit.
Mhm.
Ham, thoughts on Forza possibly being done?
I mean, they had a rough go at it with Forza Motorsports. I think it was supposed to be a lot bigger and much more vast of a game than it ended up turning out to be. Uh, there was a lot of hype around it, and the game just didn't come out looking the way that it was supposed to look. Modes were missing. Um, the optimization on PC was pretty abysmal. It was playable, but it just wasn't where
Okay.
you would come to expect a Forza to be, seeing that they were supposed to be the towering quality game
Yeah,
over like Gran Turismo, right? Like everybody came to expect Forza Motorsports to be like the how to make a
a
simulation
simulation
kind of
game.
racer,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Be right
And
back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
and all of a sudden, it seems like they tried to go a different route with this whole car PG mechanic that was going into the game, and they spent a lot more time creating this one than they had in some of the past Forza games. So I think just like the whole idea of them kind of rebranding this game to be, the Forza instead of Forza 8 may have
Yes.
put them in a bad situation to where they
Yep.
didn't know what to do from there.
Yeah, I
And
was
with
looking forward to it until I found out what they did to the ability to unlock cars and forcing you down a path where you have to keep doing this, that, and 500 other things to unlock a car. So I was like,
yeah,
I'm not playing that.
yeah, that car PG mechanic, it sounded cool from the outside looking in, but once you actually got into the game, it sometimes just felt like you were doing things not for fun, but because the game kind of wanted you
It
to do it. And
it just
yeah,
it felt like they wanted you to pick a car and focus on that car for the game.
Yep.
And
Which
like
makes no sense. It makes
yeah,
no sense.
exactly. That's cool if you're somebody who only wants one car, but most people playing a racing game, they want to play different cars. They want to use different vehicles and shit.
I mean,
It's
I
like,
focus on one car in real life already. Like, you're not
sure,
gonna. Come
because
on,
that's your
bro.
life. But like, I'm playing a game. I want all
Yeah,
the cars.
I have a Porsche and a Lamborghini. Why do I only get the Porsche? And I want a muscle car. And I want to drive a Defender as well.
Hmm.
What are you doing? It's
they kind
madness.
of
Yeah,
they kind of put it so far away from what made Forza Horizon, also a really good game, right? Because I mean, sure, those two things were different, but the way you kind of acquired cars, it felt kind of similar in those two, and like upgrading and moving on from one car to another. That's what I currently like about Horizon right now. Is like it almost seems like every time I turn on that game, I put it on a different car, and I'm just driving around just doing whatever. This game, it felt like it got away from what it was used to doing and tried to reinvent and create something different, and the fun aspect got taken out.
They lost the
It got
plot.
yeah. I was gonna say, like, the game, like although it was a simulation, it was still like a fun simulation, right?
Yeah.
As
Yes.
to now, it's like so simulation that it's like I don't really want to do this right
Yeah.
They tried making a live service game without instant gratification involved in it. Whereas Horizon is an amazing game, live service, and there's instant dude, every time, to him's point, every time you boot up that game, I could boot that game up right now and probably have like 25 wheel spins to do.
Yeah, that part's true.
Just like just of like I can get cars, money. I get a new car every time I'm on that game. I don't. I must have multiple cars multiple times over at this point. I gotta have like 500 something cars. Like versus motorsport. What is that noise?
I don't know. I don't know where
now.
it's
Oh
coming
no,
from.
somebody's mic.
Versus motorsport, it's like there's no instant gratification whatsoever on motorsport. You boot it up, you play a little bit, you're done.
There's absolutely zero reason why, if I wanted to play Motorsport today, I wouldn't just play Motorsport 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a better game.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Now I got to disagree. I mean, I'm letting everybody make their points, but I'm going to say this. There
Okay.
is, I mean, because I played the hell out of it. I took a long break from it, and then I came back and I started playing it again this week after I beat Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, this whole thought process that you didn't have enough cars to play, there was over 300-400 cars to play. To
There's a
play
lot
with.
of cars. It's just hard
Yeah.
as shit to get them.
Well, and really, I wouldn't even. I mean, well, listen. I mean, this is the what Ham said. He's absolutely right. They did want, and this is part of what the community asked for, though. The community out there brought up this point of where they said that they wanted for the motorsport to not feel so. They wanted to make it feel more simulated, like a Project Cars, like a Gran Turismo, like some of the other games that's on PC, things like that. Races out there.
Assetto Corsa.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did. The game still has a really good, cool aspect of it to where you can make it as fun as Horizon, or you can make it as difficult as Project Cars, where you need a steering wheel. And the variety between that game of what they offer you is absolutely stupendous.
But what about acquisition of vehicles?
What's that?
Acquisition of vehicles. Is it realistic to say that after 6 hours of playing Forza Motorsport, I can have 10 cars. I can have 12
Oh,
cars.
you have already like hundreds of cars available for you at the point. Like to upgrade your car.
Available is different from
No. Listen what I'm
in the
saying.
garage.
No, you're not locked up. Now, again, I could be wrong on this one. Now, I always buy my Forzas, the shut up editions, the ultimate editions. I love Horizon and Forza Motorsport. Always buy the ultimate edition. I never had a problem of playing with multiple different cars. There was multiple cars already available for me that was on Motorsport. When you start playing from the get, when you play the career mode, you do have to build up that car, but it only takes about 45 minutes to maybe, it's according to what your skill level and where you're playing at, or what you set your settings to what, an hour and a half for each individual car that you want to play, right? And then you go to the next stage of, and it's set up just like GT, to where you have different categories of different races, and you don't play that same identical car. You can pick another car, test it out, get it out there and race it. And then if that's the car that you want to learn how to drive or whatever, then that's the car that you got. It's not just one car. And to me, some of the misinformation that people were bringing up is just like when they were talking about that there was microtransactions in the game, which there was not. It was credits that you earned within the game for racing. And that part right there was a little bit confusing. The things that hurt Forza is the fact of what the biggest problem was, that like if you played it on the PC, because I played it both on Xbox, it played fine on Xbox. On PC, the optimization was ass at the beginning. Also, another factor to where the game is lacking is the fact that I forget what season it is when I jumped on it this week. This is supposed to be a continuation live service game. You should already have dirt tracks, different type of sets of tracks where you had different drift cars, not just the hooligan cars, but other different type of drift tracks. And on top of that, some of the most classic tracks that they do have, some of the old tracks from Forza 1, Forza 2, Forza 3, but it's still not enough. Like some of those people want some of those tracks that you got like in Motorsport 6, which was legendary, where you was out there in the desert and things of that nature. Forza needed to apply those things a lot quicker, and they didn't. Again, it's one of those things where there was a lot of slow playing because they were trying to correct this and correct that. They're listening to one side of the community. They're trying to follow that, and then they do it, and then at this point, it's not enough, and it's too late. And this is where it's at. Now, I did say this the other day, where I said, I don't see Turn 10, I don't see the studio being closed down. If anything, it will merge with Playground Games. And that's exactly what it seems like is going to happen, because I think that the live service game is still going to continue. And I think what Xbox's approach is on this is that Horizon, and we all know this, Horizon is a much more popular entity than what Motorsport is. People love that game way more. And what you're going to see is more and more support for Horizons going forward, but I do not think that Motorsport is dead to that degree. Also, the guy from the article that is, because I've read it earlier today, and I was hoping that you would bring it up, that this guy that brought up this information, he last worked at Turn 10 back in 2016. I mean, we're talking about the equivalent almost to the person, to the lady that what was it, Laura Fryer, that brings up this whole thing about Xbox is dead as a console, but then there's a new console coming out. Forza Motorsport, I do not think it's dead. I just think that they're just consolidating and just merging the rest of the team that was with Turn 10 into Playground. The racing focus is going to be on Horizon, but I think that they're just going to take a longer process to bring another Forza Motorsport game, and I think that they're going to just keep on adding more content to this Forza Motorsport. And my last point on this too is that if people wanted simulation from Forza that complained about it in the past, you're not going to, this is the best racing Forza simulation wise ever. I mean, it is outstanding. And if you play it on PC and you got it to where you can jack up the settings and see this thing in all its glory, it is the best looking racer, the best playing racer out right now. Now, I mean, well, I can't say right now because I have not played F1. F1 could be really hot. But for everything else that I played, from Gran Turismo 7 and to other races that I played, Forza Motorsport is a gem. It just doesn't have enough content on tracks and other things. It got plenty of cars though. And And then there's just these funny things that it seems like they're trying to add, like microtransactions now. Those things aren't going to make it sustainable, and that's why it's in the position that it's in.
Matt, could I realistically play Forza on max settings?
On your PC,
If you got a
probably.
40, if you got a 4090,
Be real,
No,
probably not.
Yeah,
no.
say, not at max settings. You can play it at
Not at
high,
max.
though, probably.
Yeah, you can play it
Yeah.
at high settings, but you can't play that at max settings.
Not max.
Nah, bruh. No. I had to turn some
Max
things
settings
down on
is
my
like
4080.
4K. And
Yeah,
shit
that's
like
a
that.
very demanding game, both on
I
Very
GPU
demanding.
and CPU.
I have a question. Does that? I'm sorry to make this about a PC thing, but I'm new
Yeah.
to it. I want to take advantage of Mental and K-Mega.
Uh-huh.
Does it damage my PC if I put a game on and then crank it all the way to the top and then the game
No,
crashes or something? Does it damage
no,
my
No,
PC?
no. It
no.
just
So
it
you
just
just do
won't
that
play
for
like
fun.
the
It's
It
fine.
just
day.
makes you
Yeah.
feel kind of stupid.
Yeah, it just makes you like, damn, yeah,
I
it just
mean,
make you feel like your ass got inferior hardware because that will, yeah,
It,
because
Well,
I maxed it out, I maxed it out on my 4080, and I was like, let's go, and in the first part of the track was, I'm like, look at this, and I posted and I recorded some gameplay posts. I'm like, let's go with this, and so I kept playing. And then it started getting fuzzy. Shit started tripping out, and then it crashed. And then I was like, "Oh well, I guess it's up." No, the PC started running hot. Shit started getting weird. I said, "Okay, I know I gotta pull it back." I probably could have fried an egg on my PC because I was trying to run this puppy at all max, like max setting, because I can still play it on what I get. I still have it at 4K, but I turned down and I'm getting 100. I'm lying. I'm getting 80 to 70 to 80 frames per second, and I have the reflections high. I have weather, ambient high and stuff like that. But I have turned other things down to medium or just cut it off, and then I get a good solid thing on my PC. But on the Xbox, it runs fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna look as pretty as it does on PC. So
on
I,
PC.
I love that self correction. I'm lying. Just
yeah. Because I was like, no. I'm thinking of other games. No, sir. I gotta. Nope. I'm only getting 70 to 80 frames per second, playing it in 4K, and I had to turn quite a few settings off. I'll show it sometime if people want me to post it sometime. But yeah, where my settings are. But yeah, it is. No, you're not going to max that puppy out if you got a 3080 or 4060 or whatever the medium high level of AMD is. You got to have a 4090, and I don't even know if you can max it all out ultra settings on a 4090. That's how tough this game is, bro. It's
All right.
real
But
strong.
I appreciate knowing that I can do it for fun. We need to hop
Yes.
on out of here. First off, we have to go with Mr. J Rock himself. Uh,
Absolutely.
Happy Fourth to everyone. Who I'm not American, but happy Fourth
especially
to you
you,
guys.
Luke.
Yeah,
No,
I ain't celebrating.
I'm
I ain't
not
celebrating
American.
today. Not this
I
I'm
year.
mean,
not
he's not
American.
celebrating in Texas.
This is my
uh,
real accent.
J Rock, go ahead. Tell people they can find you. Plug your channel, plug your Twitter, etc., etc.
I mean, they can always find me on Twitter, man. The same thing, J Rock, and Twitter. That's where I'll be. I don't do YouTube channels and stuff like that. Ham invited me over. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys, talk about gaming and current
Absolutely.
events that's going on. So if you want to reach me to be on the show again, just reach out to Ham. Ham knows where to locate me, whatnot, and I'll be happy to swing on by and talk gaming with you guys. It was a pleasure to meet the whole panel. Chat as always. Thank you for having me
Cheers.
on here. I gotta go because I do have this family barbecue for the 4th of July we're doing. So
Oh,
yeah, man, it
for
was a
enjoy,
sure.
pleasure,
man.
man. But I do want to throw my 2 cents at this whole turn 10 thing again. Symptom of the industry is a bloated studio,
Oh, nice.
overpromised,
5 minute intros and
underdelivered,
outros.
overpromised, underdelivered, and corporate greed. Man, they just want to replace them with AI that could do normal tracks and just do little cars here and there and just man. It's disgusting what's going on. I don't like it. I hate the whole AI movement. I think it's gonna be listen. I don't think it's gonna be good for humanity as a whole, but that's a whole different topic of
Discussion.
discussion. But yeah, you guys have a
Skynet.
good day, man.
All right.
Take it easy,
Yes.
bro.
Cheers.
Man.
Matt, plug your stuff, and also tell us about AI. I'm curious.
Talk about AI. I mean, I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't want to talk about AI.
Mm-hmm. All right,
I'm
plug your
kind of
channel.
with J Rock. I don't think that's going to be great for humanity. But you can find me on YouTube. You find me on YouTube. Matt Likes Games videos every week over there. Podcasts every week. Wednesdays 8 p.m. Eastern is Two Player Podcast with myself and Ham Solo. Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern is the L3R3 Podcast with myself, Hard Days Mike, and it's me, Twan. That's where you can find me. And then, of course, here Fridays 4 p.m. Eastern for this show with these folks.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Mental, please tell us where they can find you and what you're up to.
At Mental9R on X, PlayStation, Xbox, Twitter, or well, I guess I kind of said X already. Steam, wherever you can play games, pretty much you'll find me at Mental9R, except on YouTube where I am at Caffeine Entertainment, and you'll find me here as well on Fridays whenever I can make it. Sometimes work gets in the way, but as I use AI more and more frequently, I'm getting my work done faster.
There you go.
Whoa!
Positive.
That man utilizing it. Damn. That man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the IT world, it's if you don't use AI to make you more effective, you don't keep up, and that's the reality. There's people turning out work. Like I've got guys on my team, they'll spend all day, writing some code, and they can do the same work in a few minutes with AI, and then just have to go through and customize it and make it functional for the application that we're working on. And that's the reality. If you don't do that, your competition is, and you won't keep up, and you will be out of the market before you know it.
God damn.
I
It's
hate to
just
be the voice of reality, but that's reality in IT. If you're not using it, you're falling behind.
That's the voice of inevitability right there, ladies and gentlemen. God
It is.
damn.
The worst part will be when we have the robots. Then you'll have to really worry because they'll be able to come into other parts of the world like trades and whatnot. At least right now, humanity's got that stuff to look forward to.
Damn. Damn. Thanks, Mental. We're all
Hey,
going
you're
into the
welcome.
week very positive after all of that. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
K-Mac,
Yeah,
plug your
man.
channel, tell people where they can find you, and remind them that you'll be here every single Friday starting
Oh.
now.
Just to argue, put you in your place, sucker, letting you expose yourself for being a damn
Try.
PlayStation stand.
You will try. You
Listen,
will
fam,
try.
listen. I
think
loved
you
it.
did a
I
pretty
got
good
you to
job
say.
today.
I got you to find. I finally got you to say "we" when you was talking about the PlayStation. Your passion came out, brother. I love it.
God
I
damn
always
it.
knew it. I always knew it. I
This
love
guy,
you to death.
you baited
Get
me
him.
so
I
well,
love my
K-Mac.
PlayStation brothers, man. I love them. My brother
The
PlayStation brothers and
Texan
sisters.
Pony.
The
This guy
PlayStation
baited me very
stand.
well.
Pony
Jeez.
stand. Anyway,
Nah,
but
you got me.
yeah, I do. You my brother, man. It was good. It's good to sit there and banter with you guys. It's been a long time, and it feels good. It was good to chat with J Rock. I know that like I chat with J Rock and them in the DMs and in places and stuff like that, but or just on social media, but. Good to hear his perspective on stuff. It was good to sit there and to talk with the rest of you guys on here. And then just dealing with the chat and stuff like that. I'm going to see if I can jump in and see what David is doing over there with his thing. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'll just try to hop in there after this and do that. But you can find me on my channel, KMega405, on Twitter X at KMega4. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitch. Crazy, but GRG, these suckers has got me to talk me back to doing GRG once a month on Fridays starting the 11th. And so we'll do that. And yeah, so of course everybody is welcome to hop on, you know what I'm saying, to say what's up or, give a perspective on stuff. So it is that. And listen, you'll catch me doing Fight Night Sundays and Thursdays and things of that nature. I will start doing a sports night as well. College football drops Monday. So a couple of days after that, me and Husky Hakage is going to be playing college football 26. We're trying to get Ham Solo in there so he could be stupid enough to bring them corn huskers in so my OU Sooners can cook them. But
yeah. You ain't nothing, man. They
and then
falling
maybe
off
I can sit
since
there
they
and
joined
get
the
that.
SEC.
I know, and the way, man, they might be pretty good, man. And anyway, Ham is trying to sell me on this Dune Awakening. I might sit here and see if I could pull some strings here and try to get it so we can do some gaming together and things of that nature. But man, thank you so much as usual. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Probably the longest outro we've ever had by a guest on TSWS, but it is what it is.
I interviewed
Haven't
Paul.
Sir
That's not true.
Haven't Sir X-Men been on this podcast?
Stop projecting. You need to stop projecting. Ham, go ahead and plug whatever it is that you want to plug, brother.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing this fan expo thing here in Denver for the rest of the weekend. Loving living out here, by the way. It's a lot nicer than fucking Iowa. But yeah. I'm gonna continue doing that. As for what J Rock and Mental and some of y'all were talking about with AI, like, I'm not really afraid of the technology as much as I'm afraid of who's in control of it. Like, I'm excited.
Exactly, of how we're going to use it.
I'm very excited for AI and the upcoming use cases for them, and like how it will make things more seamless within development within gaming and who knows, cars and just about anything and everything, right? Like, I'm excited for that part. I'm just not so excited about some of the hands that it will be getting into. So, like, I always hate when people say AI is stupid. I hate AI. It's like, I don't know if you hate AI as much as you hate whose hands it's in, because that's when things get a little weird and whatnot, is who has control of what. So I'm just looking out for more good intention things to come out with AI in hopes of making everybody's life easier. But as for me, you'll be able to see me come back here. I'll probably be back on Wednesday if I don't do like a stream of Dune or something like that. You'll see me back on a Wednesday. I guess Loke isn't doing a show on Mondays anymore. I thought he was still doing the Monday thing. It's on Thursdays now.
It's Thursdays now. It's Thursdays.
Okay. We gotta figure out something with Monday.
Yes.
All right, but yeah, that's it for me, bro.
All right. And that is a wrap on our tour through the holy land of exclusivity, where billion-dollar corporations fight over your loyalty like you are their messy little ex. We've seen Xbox give up exclusives like their hot potatoes, PlayStation treating PC ports like forbidden scrolls, and Nintendo guarding their IPs like they're the last slice of the pizza at a LAN party. One thing's clear: platform loyalty is dead. Timed exclusives are just slow motion rollouts, and gamers are the only ones still paying full price for the soap opera. Until next time, may your ports be fast, your patches be small, and your console of choice not charge you 80 motherfucking dollars for a 6 hour story with a to be continued at the end. This has been TSWS Gaming, where we don't pick sides, we just roast all of them equally. Stay salty, stay smart, and for the love of Kojima, stop pre ordering collector's editions for games that aren't even dated. Thank you for
No,
listening.
I will
Thank
never
you.
stop.
God damn it. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
See you later.